amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vanderkran in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vanderkran in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono. He's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green, green, green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to tell him to do. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanek and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we get a good run. Dodd's just absolute thinker, but it's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRW TV, and welcome into the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars series for the Split 2 and Split 1 action out at Barber Motorsports Park for round 1 of Season 2. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, joined once again by the great Steve Sinkovic. Sinker, a big season begins for us here in SRW for Supercars. A new season has begun for us as well in terms of the whole landscape of things for the midweek. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Season 2 begins. Of course, Sunday continues on, but I'm excited. It's a big season ahead. Some changes in the background in terms of formatting for the Supercars Championship. Some changes in the background in terms of who's on what show. But I think it's going to be the same great racing once again all season long.
Mate, welcome back, Hamish. Welcome back, viewers. It's been 4 weeks. Can you believe it? 4 weeks. I have had no IRacing. I've had no racing. Oh, I lie. I've had Sundays, but it's been very minimal, man. It's been very minimal. Bit of the cold shakes coming back, and I'm like, whoo, ready to rock.
Oh, what it would be like to have no iRacing for 4 weeks. I wish I had that luxury, Sinker. I'll be honest with you. I wish that upon myself sometimes. But we come into tonight, obviously, round 1 of Season 2 for the Supercars. Of course, still 2 splits on offer. And the real main change that has happened this season is that there are now 2 classes in each split as was explained to me by Cowie, to encourage the mid-pack drivers and give them something to fight for, similarly to obviously the SFLs and the 8.6s on Wednesday night and Thursday night as well. So for Split 2, we'll be running around with the amateurs and the rookies, and then for Split 1, we'll be running around with the pros and the pro-ams here this evening as well. There will need to be, I will admit straight up, there will be work happening during qualifying for Split 1, as I have to add everyone in that session to their classes as soon as we get in. So that's going to be about 5 minutes of me scrambling to add everyone. But aside from that, we're good to go for Split 2, Sinker, and a new challenge awaits some of these drivers.
It does. It's been amazing when you're looking at how many drivers have registered for everything. It's been spectacular. Welcome all back. It's going to be an absolute stonker of a series. The PER boys have got new liveries. I've just noticed on my right-hand side. Gone for a little bit of a colour change for different drivers, I think.
I think that's the same, Sinker. I think they've always had that.
No, they've got a gold now instead of the blue.
I think maybe that might be just a personal colour for one of the drivers, maybe. Hang on. Which one are you focusing on?
Sharp.
Which one are you focused on at the moment? Because we'll have a gander. Is it Marty Hughes, possibly? Let's have a look. Is it on the bill? Is that where you're seeing it?
No. Look at the tail in the front and the back of the boot. It's blue. It's yellow on that car.
Yeah.
I think blue. It used to be blue. Definitely. I'm not sure if it's the whole team that's changed up.
Last season, I know for Marty especially, they had personal colours. So I know that he definitely had that colour scheme.
So it's welcome back. A few of the viewers are already in there. Mr. Mueller, why aren't you two racing Split 1? Because we're both shit. We've got Trent Naylor, Bosch, let's crack into it. Revolutionary Racing P3, Mueller, same colours, all personal. There you go. Bulldog Van Ree's been talking big how he should go be pro driver. Well, he's quite welcome to go up there and go for it.
No, Bulldog's just giving
running Anzac liveries today.
Yep.
So that'll be cool as well.
Bulldog's just giving John Van Ray, his heated rival, absolute trash in the chat. That's what Bulldog's doing.
Yeah,
classic Bulldog manoeuvres. And to explain as well to everyone out there too, the silver is AM class, the bronze is rookie class. So that's the color codes for those. When we get into Split 1, it'll be gold and sort of like a bluey platinum colour for Pro and Pro-Am. So yeah.
So those of you who watch other series, the 86 series and the Formula Super Formula Lights, finally got it right, you will know that we have split categories in that, and due to the size of the fields, we have 3 in those. So we've got Pro, Pro-Am and Am, but because of the volume in the V8s this season, with the massive interest in the Gen 3s, still hot, which we thought might fade away, we've had to go for the 2 in the top split and 2 in the bottom split.
It was also to
Mr. Barber down there. Welcome back.
Yeah, it was also to kind of at least then have it be even for both splits, so it wasn't one category in one split and then 2 in another. It allows us to have 2 in each.
Yeah.
So keeps it even, Stevens, for us. If we get enough for next season to have 3 splits, then I would almost guarantee you each split is going to be their own class, I would assume, Sinko. I don't think we'd have 2 in each at that point.
I'd probably agree with you there. If we end up with 4 splits, that'd be 4 different classes.
Yeah, there you go.
But,
see? But
there's downstairs our race steward, director, our chief of the RC boys is heading up tonight, Mr. Greggy Barber, with our third place winner at Bathurst, Mr. Greg Barber. And Mr. Matty Keane doing the sources down there, and a newly promoted Stephanie Piccoli, who's driving the safety car tonight.
so I'm gonna put you on the bricks early here, Sinko, for predictions.
Whoa!
Because we love a first 5 minutes of the show predictions of each title.
Let's have a look. I'm going for. Let me have a bit of a gander. There's going to be some really, really fast boys in here that are going to really do well. The Clutters, Team TMX are going to be very solid. They're going to be very strong. Quashi Clutters, Vandermeulen's going to be strong. This could be a Brett Taylor season. Is he out there?
There he is. With a slightly updated EWT livery, mind you, on that car.
It's going to be a tough one, man. I don't know. There's going to be across those guys, not to just diss anyone else out there. Bartouche, very solid in these cars last season. His first time out in this car, so maybe in season 2 he'll improve on pace as well. In the rookies, look, he got. It's going to be tough for the rookies as well. Greggy Johnson might take the rookies out this year. And of all those ones that I can see there, Travis Nielsen's going to be strong with him. It's going to be up to those. Craig Healy as well. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be some battling across everywhere, man. I think it's a bit early, but
I think it'll come. That's the main thing. First and foremost, it'll come down to who races every week. That's what it will come down to. Who races every week?
No, it's key.
Yeah. You've got to race every week to be in it. So, we can make predictions all we like, but if someone misses 2 races, well, they're pretty much scratched out of contention at that point. You only get 1 drop round, you don't get 2. So if you've got a 0 next to your name for 1 round, that puts you on the back foot quite a fair bit. To make early predictions and then to say, every driver's going to race every single round. It's probably Vandermeulen for the AMs for me. The 95 Sim Sports driver, absolutely killing it at the moment, and I think he's definitely on chance to win. Buchanan had some good pace though previously, so he could definitely be up there as well. Brad Hayes has got pace on his day too, so keep an eye out for him. Same for the likes of Russell Uren. I think for your rookies, you've got to look at the likes of Jeff Arnold or a John Van Ree possibly as well, depending if he can race every week. Travis Nielsen, you mentioned, definitely going to be a contender at some point. And then even those M1 boys of Ray Oliver and Mark Peck, they're going to be ones to keep an eye on as well as they battle. Actually, no, Ray Oliver's not a part of M1. I was thinking of a different driver. But Ray Oliver and Mark Peck as well. SLM. That's right, yes, SLM. But, actually, to be fair, Ray could definitely be a contender as a part of SLM.
Definitely.
They've got a very strong team base. They've just added Tyler Sheaf to their lineup this season as well, leaving Velocity Racing Team and heading to SLM. I was about to say that he is the next Harry Dodds. Moving between quite a few teams recently as well. Kurt Nommensen could be a contender on his day. It was Ron Allen who I was thinking of from M1.
Okay, yeah, from M1, yes.
Yes, but yeah, Ron could and be up there week in and week out. You mentioned Clutters and Quashi.
Can you imagine Di Feldman winning the rookies? Now that would be something I'd love to see.
Yeah. We've had confirmation that Ray Oliver is not going to be a contender because he can only race every 3 weeks because of work, because of FIFO, I would assume. So Ray Oliver scratched his name out from that prediction. But yeah, no, Di's been getting stronger and stronger, so she could definitely be out there. I mentioned Jeff, he's got good pace as well. Van Ree, Nielsen, you know, it's tougher to pick the rookies because apart from maybe Pecky or Healy, or Van Ray, I feel almost some of the rookies are a little bit unproven at this point in the supercars, and hence why they're in the rookie class. So that, you know, it's a bit of a crapshoot.
100%.
In terms of the AMs,
yeah. Brad Wall, if he gets into, it's going to take him a few weeks, but once he gets to grips with his car, he's going to be very strong as well. So it's going to be a lot about that. The bottom screen's working for you now too, mate.
Very good.
My iRacing just decided just to leave us for a minute then. It said, hey, I'm out of here.
As you said that, did it do that for us? How rude.
No,
it's still going.
Unless it's not sitting right in the screen. It should be right.
Oh, wait, you know what? It's still hidden, that's why. Let's unhide it, and then... There we go.
Stephen Kennedy. Evening. What are you doing, Kennedy? Where are you, mate? Are you in split one, I'd assume?
I don't know. Let's have a look at the list and see if Kennedy's in there.
I know Crosby's in there. I don't know if I saw Kennedy's name.
No, he's not listed at the moment, Mr.
What's
Kennedy.
going on, OG? Why aren't you out there, mate?
Gonna be a big night though. Once again, though, of course, both races being broadcast tonight, Split 2 and Split 1. 40 minutes of racing for each race. It's a normal round here at Barber, so a nice length race for these drivers. One thing I will say is though, and it's to no one else's despair, but I do miss the fact that the actual calendar graphic had the race format on there. It doesn't have it anymore, so now I have to guess every week what format we've got.
iRacing are just tweaking too much in one go, I think, and doing my head in a little bit. But let's have a quick look at the timing table. We've got 34 cars in tonight that are all hitting their straps. We've got 3 minutes left, so those who have set some cracking laps. Van der Meulen, the 126.458. Man, I'm started already. Will Buchanan, the 126.7. Dan Bartouche, 127.2. Tommy D. Witt, he's a new driver for us.
Yeah,
seen that
WKMP Sim Sports out there with us as well. So there's a couple of the WKMP boys across both splits. We've got Tommy DeWitt, Reg James, John Van Ree, Russell Uren. I know in Split 1 we've got Ash Barella signed up, of course, Blake Warboys as well, so Billy Mole too. So be interested to see how those WKMP drivers go and how well they perform. And if also Troy Stonestreet in Split 1. So I wonder as well if the Split 1 drivers of WKMP are going to be spotting for the Split 2 drivers, or if they're going to say, nah, stuff yous, we're going to be practicing.
It's a great team night. It really is. We've got a lot of teams, and it's a great way to for the teams to have a big sesh, you know. The Split 1 spot for Split 2, Split 2 spot for Split 1, and you have a big, massive night of it. You support each other on the web, on eBay, on YouTube, and rock and roll. No, I'm out. Split 1 too late for this old guy. Oh, come on, mate. Bit of no-dos.
It only goes for 40 minutes, Stephen. It doesn't finish too late. Come on.
No,
unless you, which I don't think he does, but unless you live in New Zealand, it's not like we're racing until 11:30 or 10:30. I think the race finishes at like 20 to 10. So it's all right.
Yeah, I think it finishes only 20 minutes later than their normal roundups.
Yeah.
But it's cool. The Van der Meulen is setting the quick targets at the moment, so let's see how he goes. Alan Mazzaroli sitting in the top 5 as well. Maybe he has had a bit of practice and a bit of coaching from the young fella.
Yeah, he has. He has indeed. I think Alan, he's found some pace, definitely. The thing I wonder is, has his racecraft gotten better? Because that was, I think, actually let him down last season a little bit. If he's really tuned that up, then I think he's definitely going to be up there, because we know how quick Jordan is, and we know he proved it last season. If Alan Mazzaroli has tuned himself up, gotten himself ready, and ready to push on, if he rocks up every week, he could be a contender for sure. But there are some challenging circuits on the calendar. So, but I'm excited. It's going to be a good race, Sinker. Qualifying is going to come to an end very shortly. Drivers are going to be able to finish their laps, of course, being a normal round here this evening as well. But it's a big week, not just tonight of SRW for round 1. It's a big week of racing coming up. Of course, the Moser Racing Super Formula Lights Championship tomorrow night. Of course, yourself and James Parfit in the booth. Thursday night, the Toyota GR86 Nationals. Yourself and James in the booth as well, and then we're back together again Sunday for round 10 of the first season of the Warren Brown Tools vs Supercars Championship for Bathurst Rare Enduro round, starting at 6:30 or 6:20 p.m. So it's we get a long one on the first week back.
I know, one of the first week back, but it'll be worth it. It's going to be a cracker, Bathurst this weekend, and the boys have all been racing their Scops and their Logi series, so they'll be fresh off the bat. Oh, as one of the TMX boys goes straight in the wall, Mr. Quash, for a bit of rhinoplasty. Well, that's an interesting livery. That's the Anzac livery there we saw from Mr. Jeff Arnold. Looking pretty cool.
Yeah, for our Velocity Racing team. So he's the sole VRT driver in the session tonight as well, so we'll see how well he does in the session as he crosses the line. Doesn't go any better from P. Oh no, he goes P21, so he gained 2 spots. Brad Anderson trying to find some gains, as is Brad Hayes, but I think Hayes has already finished his lap, so qualifying will be over very, very shortly, and these drivers will be preparing to run their way forward. Vandermeulen is on pole though for race 1 of the season, and well, there's no better way he could wish to start this season for 9.5 Sim Sports than trying to get a win next to his name here at Barber. It shouldn't be. I think there's just a little bit of cloud. We should be fine.
Bit of cloud cover, you reckon?
Don't blame me. Blame Cowie. That's going to be our running joke of the whole season. It's just blame Cowie. That's what it's going to be.
There's no rain scheduled, which is good for the boys on the first night out. All right, Barb's in the background in my ear. 2-minute green timer. So they're all sitting there and doing their bit in the room.
So which drivers are going to rise to the top and which drivers are going to caught out in Charlotte's Web here at Barber Motorsports Park? I'm going to have to reload the overlay. It's going to die on me. Sean Vandermeulen will start pole position there alongside Will Buchanan on the front row. Dan Bartish and Tommy DeWitt will start on the second. Alan Mazzaroli will start pole for the rookie class alongside Scott Weston for your top 6. Brad Hayes, Michael Quash, the top 8. With Hayden Cupid and Matt Fu for your top 10. Reg James and Kurt Nommensen will make up the top 12. With Mark Peck, Craig Healy alongside each other. Daniel Clutterbuck and John Trott for the top 16. Marty Hughes, Russell Uren, Ray Oliver and Ronald Allen will make up the top 20. Jeff Arnold will start alongside Daniel Sneddon with Di Feldman and Rob Baxter for your top 24. Martin Lipsky, Travis Nielsen, Wayne Edwards, Brad Mays, John Van Ray, and Brett Taylor for your top 30. Brendan Sopar, Brad Wall, Chris Tomlin, Brad Anderson, and Greg Johnston will make up the back of the field, with Greg Leake not setting a time in qualifying. Let me just very, very quickly reload the overlays, because when it changes fonts on me, that's when it's broken. So we have to reload.
Alright, I'm going to take my car to... Let's have a look to... Who are we going to start with? Who wants to see someone in particular? I'm going to go with Daniel Clutterbuck as the starting car. And... might be time for a bit of a livery change there, Clutters. You guys have had that livery for maybe 5 or 6 seasons.
I was going to say, at least since the Gen 3 car came out.
Yeah.
So
looking good out there, though.
They are. They're looking good, and it's good to have the supercars back, of course. Barber, a classic circuit for US racing, but also one that's been heavily used in the supercars officials over the years. The lights are going to go up, though, for the drivers as race 1 for the evening is about to begin. Vandermeulen and Buchanan on the front row as we get underway towards turn 1, and the scramble begins. for Season 2 of 2025 of the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Series. Van der Meulen has pulled away nice and early, but you can see the cars almost 2 and 3 wide through Turn 1, up through Turn 2 as well. Got to be cautious of getting overlapped with each other here, Sinker, because the little switchback of direction in these cars, quite difficult to keep the car under you. Very easy to lose the rear or get caught out with another driver near you as they run through Turn 4. But Van der Meulen's got a good lead early. Buchanan's gone with him. Bartish has as well. And the rest of the field is just scrambling for position.
Yeah, they just went 3 down wide down the back of that that really tight left-hander. But this is going to be an interesting spot here where that car gets really light on the left, really light on the right, and then pinch it in tight to that right-hander, and then you go flat knacker. Van der Meulen's done really well. They were going 3 wide of some of those corners in the back there around Clutters.
Yeah, they are hungry for positions early on as Reg James wants to move on. Hayden Cupid gets the job done. That time by for the WKMP Sim Sports driver. He's trying to chase down Matt Fu at the moment with Kurt Nommensen up ahead of them. Unfortunately, though, for Alan Mazzaroli, who started pole for the rookie class, he's all the way at the back of the field. I'm not sure why, whether he started from pit lane or whether he's made a mistake off the start. I'll try and get some info for us, Sinker, so we can see what's happened.
Made a mistake.
Martin Lipsky.
Brett Taylor started on wets.
Oh, what? Hang on. Hang on. What?
Brett Taylor started on wet, and he's on wets at the moment. So I'm not sure. Maybe he's going through a Tasmanian life change.
I don't see any rain, Sinker, at this point. I mean, it's
not unless he was doing a rain dance early on, mate. It's not going to happen. But pit lane start, Sheepy said. I think there was an incident there for him.
Oh, impeding possibly.
Quality section.
Yeah. Okay.
The boys, if you're out there, the viewers, please let us know how everything sounds. The car's loud enough? Are we too loud, or am I too loud? Or is Hamish too soft? Let us know. First week back, actually, we always let us know because we're a bit like that. Let's have a look. Mazzaroli just passed Fieldman down the back, so he's making his way through. He showed some early pace.
Yeah, Feldman's. I think Feldman's actually dropped out, unfortunately. Start of lap 2, so it's I think Mazzaroli started from pits. And then Brett Taylor's also started from pits as well. And then, of course, Brett started on wets. So it's a shame for him. So both of them have started from pit lane. Leith McClemency must be running in Tasmania. Well, that would be even worse because Brett doesn't even live in Tasmania anymore. He lives in Victoria. So it's like, if it's raining in Tassie, it's like Gretton saying Hamish's death's too stop. Piss off, Gretton. Bloody call me soft.
Where are you, Pete? Where aren't you out here, Pete? You did really well in the V8s last season. You started to get
had some pretty solid performances.
I'm so used to having Pete Gretton, the commentator, that I forget that he's a decent driver. Like he had some really good results and really good pace in the 86s. I hope he's still racing the 86s. And he had some good crack in the V8 as well.
See, Sinker, sometimes commentators can drive and sometimes they can't. It's very, very hard to differentiate which ones can and which ones can't.
When you're a commentator half the time and driving half the time, you definitely don't practice enough. And like I've completely pulled out. Oh, here we go. Who's that going out? Why, Mr.
Brad
Maisie?
Mays.
Yep.
New colours on that car as well. So.
Yeah, I just don't have the time to practice at the moment.
So I wonder, has he been sent off on his lonesome, or has he done this with the help of another driver? Let's have a look here. So he runs down.
Chrome action out there as well.
I feel like we're in. I feel like
yeah, he locked up so he didn't hit that car in front of him.
I'll be honest with you, Sinker. There's so much chrome. I feel like we're in a Southside LA jewelry store at the moment. I mean, it's just see my reflection everywhere.
Deary me. All I'm waiting was for that bald guy off the chains and the leather jacket to come out.
Oh, Van der Meulen leads.
His son and his daughter.
Van der Meulen leads, though, to Will Buchanan, Dan Bartish, Tommy DeWitt, and Scott Weston for your top 5. Brad Hayes, Michael Quash, Kurt Nommensen, Reg James trying to get the job done. And Matt Fu does so, gets himself up to P9. Matt in P10 now. Hayden Cooper, Daniel Clutterbuck. Craig Healy leads the rookie class at the moment.
Doing well. It's good to see Craig showing some early pace as well. He had a decent season last season. Look at this under brakes.
I must say as well, Sinker, that...
rotation
there goes John Trott. Yep, from OPR. One Performance Racing.
Also rolled back.
Yep.
Did you see that?
Didn't roll in anyone's way, so that was lucky.
I don't know how he rolled backwards then. He had full lock on his brakes too.
It could have just been the G-forces coming back into the car and the momentum carrying it.
Here we go, Van Ray and Soper just looked like they had it coming together.
Yeah, I think they might have, yeah. Further back in the field. So what's happened to John Van Ree and Brendan Soper? Sopar's just doored him.
Oh.
He's straight up. Yep, that car is broken.
Did not see him beside him.
I don't think he realised he was there, to be honest with you, Sinker. I don't think he realised.
He just went to change lanes naturally.
Or he did realise and then kind of just send it.
That car is toast, man.
It is.
All that chrome just gone. Is it when you crack chrome? Is it like when you break glass? 7 years bad luck.
Oh, surely it is. It's reflective. Like glass. Just realised we have to change this position.
The boys are all having a blast out there. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. It's always good to have everyone back. And heaps of chat going on. And heaps of people viewing. Wow, 42. Thank you, just on YouTube. So thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe. We want to hit that 1,500 mark this season. That is not an option. So make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe and a little notification icon. So a few boys have gone into the pit straight away. Mazzaroli's gone in.
He has indeed.
Russell Urin's been in the
Vandermeulen stayed out. Urin has stayed out 4 times, or gone in 4 times. No, he came in on lap 4, Sinker. He's pitted once. Oh, he pitted on lap 4.
There you go. There you go. I'm like, what the hell?
He's come in that lap. He came in the lap before this one.
What's Taylor still doing on wets?
Full send, full time. Unless he just doesn't know that he's on wets.
I don't think he knows. Hello, racing car, Mr. Brett Taylor. You are on wets.
I just don't think he knows. To be honest, I just think that
guys getting moved around now. So
yeah,
when he gets waved around, he might different colour. It is, isn't it, on the tyre itself and the tyre wall?
No, it's not. The only differential is the fact that they have grooves. That's the only way you actually figure it out. Yeah. And I don't even think if we went to, which he's not going to see this, but even if we went to, which is here, we can't see the grooves on the tyres on that screen. So it's just like, all we can see is the suspension movement. So it's like, the only way he knows.
Mate, you don't know the half of it, mate. I get out of bed like a baby giraffe. There's rust
to be fair as well, you had tonsillitis earlier in the week, so you're probably a bit dozed from being drugged up. You know,
dude, I've never in my life had problems swallowing a tablet.
It's horrible.
That's how bad my throat was.
It is the worst. I recall having it. I had it it's about 2 or 3 years ago, prior to me joining SRW, and it was the worst probably 3 weeks of my life. Honestly, it was just you can't eat a thing. You cannot eat a thing, and horrid, absolutely horrid. So
it was just trying to basically try to get as much warm stuff around my throat as possible. Apparently, his side is wigging out, saying he's on wets. Chop said.
Wow. Okay, Crummy. Interesting. Okay. I wonder. Maybe his iRacing is just, I don't know, cracking it a little bit possibly, and it's just claiming he's on wets when he's not. Not sure.
Well, interesting enough.
Well, obviously Brad Hayes and Brad Mays go wheel to wheel. Well, they have previously a couple of seasons. They for I think the majority of a few seasons ago, they were starting around each other on grid every single week, so they were always battling.
Hazy.
Yeah, hazy.
Hazy. All right, the boys looking sharp. Safety car still out there. What are we at? Oh, we are into the first 10 minutes of a 40-minute session.
Yep.
Brett Taylor.
So maybe they feel, Sinker, that if we get another safety car, they can do it on a no stop. Maybe that's their prediction, or it's too early to pit. and they're willing just to push it and gamble pitting under green.
I don't know, man. I reckon it would have been a good time to pit. You can go all the way now.
Oh, can you though? I mean, that takes some fuel saving. If you don't have the pace to match the
minutes.
fuel save, it would be really, really tight.
30 minutes by the time this safety car goes round. Here we go. Safety car is going in.
I suppose the thought process is though, if you get two more, at least maybe one or two more, then you don't have to pit at all.
This is true.
You know, so then you're like, well, you didn't need a pit at all at that point. You know, and we've gotten it in the first 10 minutes, so I don't know. We'll see how this plays out for the drivers. Of course, Van der Meulen looked strong off the start. Buchanan's looked pretty good as well. I mean, he's had some fairly strong runnings in the Sunday series previously, and even here on Tuesdays as well. Bartish, he had some pretty solid runs last season, but I think just struggled at times as well. So this will be a season for him to prove himself once again as we go green flag here at Barber. Van der Meulen leads us away.
He's off.
And we run across the line to start lap 7 of this race. And through turn 1, once again off the restart, Buchanan is right there with him, hot on his heels. So does the fuel save begin for the 9.5 Sim Sports driver of Sean Van der Meulen. This team is already paying off for him since joining. He's gotten a couple of wins next to his name in a couple of different leagues, and he just wants to keep on going further and further and matching the pace and the skill level of his teammates, Sean McNamara, Scott Gamble, Luke Grundell, and Logan Barnett as well. So he's got some work to do to match those guys, but we made the point last season, Sinker, that, or even last year, that Van der Meulen's got some stuff, and if he surrounds himself with the right people, he will be an absolute superstar. And I think now he is in a place where he can become a superstar.
100%. I think he's in a great team. He's going to do well. Greggy Johnson just called something in. He had an incident at the hairpin itself. But look at the way these guys are tackling with these fast chicane down the back. Nice and tight. Getting nice pace through there. Look at that. Now the tight left-hander.
So as we run up and around the final corner once again, we'll start lap 8, 12 3/4 minutes into this race. Weston looks to get by Dan Bartish, who I think may have had a slowdown possibly, Sinker, because he made that quite easy for him. Hazy's right there with him though, but is Bartish maybe playing the fuel save game, saving fuel to try and do a no-stop here? Could that be the strategy?
Possibly. Bartush is definitely not a slouch in this car, and if you get it out wide enough, why not? Try it. Don't let the guys past. He's looking sharp, looking clean. Taking the correct race line here, closing the door on that tight left-hander. Done well. Got a good exit, nice and clean. Boys down the back as well have settled down very, very quickly and going really well.
As we continue running forward at this point, Andrew, that's a question to bring up with Andrew Cowan. That's who you bring up that question.
There's three rounds into the series, and we will see. And there's still some options for Cowan to change things around. But just enjoy it, man. If they got some good pace, and they put up a good show tonight. Love to see it. I'm watching this Clutter's struggling to get through this pack. I thought there would be a lot more pace early on at Clutter. He's up 5 places. So is Kurt Normanson. Who else is doing really well? Rob Baxter, Peter Baxter's brother, up 7 places. Brad Wall, first time in the Gen 3 car, has got himself up 13 places. And we've got Healy, Peck and Jeff Arnold, the top 3 of the rookies.
Yep, so Arnold currently up 8 positions as well. Tomlin's up 11 further back in the field as well. So definitely some big gainers thus far in this race. We're riding on board in the top screen with Craig Healy, who's on the back of... Oh. Okay, good, it's back. It was a minor drop. That's fine. I thought it sent me to the Shadow Realm then. Luckily it didn't.
No, it was STK, had a bit of a blip.
Yeah.
The looks like Leakey's had a bit of an issue there as well. So he's getting through there. The boys are settled down. They're playing too nice tonight. What's going on?
I don't know if they're playing
Honestly.
too nice. I think they're just wanting to have clean racing. Is there a problem with clean racing, Sinker, or would you rather them...
No, nothing at all.
Rather than let the
I'd
stamp.
love to see a little bit of... Oh, here we go. Clash is just giving a bit of a look in. He's having a bit of a dip.
Well, if you
Nice,
recall...
sweet move.
Oh, he's still trying to get it done.
Yeah.
I was about to say, asking you shall receive. I thought they were going to come together.
Right back.
Oh, my God.
That was really good fighting back there. There wasn't giving up at all. Hayden Cupid did really well.
That was Matt Fu, actually. Sinker.
Matt Fu?
Yeah, Cupid's just up ahead of him.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. As you know him better, Matt Poo.
Did that once, man.
I know. That's why I said it. Oh, never let you live that one down.
Then he pulled us up straight away. Good on him.
I mean, when you've called him a name for excrement, I feel he'd have to call you out on it. I mean, I would not let that. Would you let that slide, Sinker? I don't think I would.
I probably did say foo, but it was just in amongst a lot of words. Wade Edwards has just called that one in.
Yep. So he had.
I'm not sure.
I think that was That was Brad Mays, who has unfortunately just sent him and turned him.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot there, but it was enough to rotate him round.
Well, there you go. Sinker asking you shall receive. There's the contact you were wanting, and I think Mays has also had an off track himself as well. So he's now been pulled back down the order a little bit at this point too. But the battle though continues for the rookies at this point. Arnold Peckenhealy. Barbs is over the radio. What's he saying?
Car 27's got himself a drive-through.
Leakey's just had a moment as well, but he's kept it going. I think it might be a little bit of a self-spin. 27, that will be going the way of Brendan Sopar, I would assume for the moment, with John Van Ray, which pulled out the safety car.
Craig Healy's got 6-7. I was going to say, but lucky he hasn't taken my 067. That would have been the end of him.
And to be fair, it's 059 as well has been given a drive-through penalty, contact lap 7 on turn 5. So that is going the way of Tommy DeWitt for another piece of contact as he brings his car into pit lane as well. We're just about towards the halfway mark of the race. Travis Nielsen is in pits to get his car fueled up and ready to push on to the end of this race. How long does Vandermeulen and Buchanan go for at the front of the field? Currently 5 seconds ahead of P3 on the road in Scotty Weston at this point of the race as well. He's in a tough battle at the moment with Dan Bartish further back, and may have to agree. I don't want to call the cart before the horse, Sinker.
Yeah.
But I think Sean and Will are making a good case for split one at the moment. I mean, they're making a pretty good case at this stage. Although we'll see what happens in 3 rounds time. But
yeah,
it's a tough go.
Doing very well, both of them. Scotty Weston's not too far off that, but he's about 5 seconds off their pace. Everyone else is pretty much 4/10s, 5/10s. Hayden Cupid has pulled away from Matty Fu. And then we've got all the way down from Ray Oliver to Daniel to Ronald Allen.
Scotty really building upon what he was doing at the end of last season. If you recall, he had some pretty good performances. I believe he had a podium next to his name as well here in Split 2 last season. So he's definitely building upon the groundwork that he laid himself last season. He has gone back to the Mustang as well at this stage. Was running in the Camaro last season, so he's back to his dark horse car. And then Bartish, of course, joining the Camaro too. But we'll see. I mean, at the moment, looking at the whole field, it does seem that the preference for Split 2 at least does seem to be the Mustang at the moment. But it's still a pretty even spread all throughout the field as well. But they're doing quite well, and you're right there, Brendan. Nomenson's doing very well at the moment, up 5 into P7. And Kurt had some fairly solid performances last season as well in Split 2.
He did.
And again, I think just more of that, similar to Scotty Weston, similar to Bartish and Hayes and Quash, building upon the groundwork that you've laid yourself to build up a championship season. And that's what they'll be hoping for. Hopefully they get a chance to do that, because we'd love to see them all fighting for it as well. and hopefully by the end of the season, one of these guys could possibly be challenging for that title.
Yeah, 100%. Ray Oliver's just hit the pits. 100%. Curtin Thompson is one of those drivers that when he first came in, he was racing down the back with like Johnson and all those boys, and just steady progression all the way through. And the end of last year, really improved. Like you could see the massive amount of improvement, and as more boys are entering the pits as well.
I wonder if there's pressure on him to make a name for himself now, seeing as the thing he's probably most famous for is causing the safety car in the Sandown 500.
Freddie Mays has got a drive-through for that contact.
Okay. So not quite. I'm not too surprised with that one as well. 175 and 308 was no further action. 2 on lap 8 as well. So Taylor's been seen as not at fault. Same thing for the 308 car of Reg James as well. But past the halfway point of the race, we'll see where drivers start to come in and how this race starts to materialise. Will we get another safety car, do we reckon, Sinker? I mean, there's been a little bit of biffing and barging, but the consensus
of... they're close enough to each other.
And I think the consensus of the end of last season, where, if you recall, the start of the season, they were pretty... It was pretty poor in terms of racecraft. We were getting some poor incidents happening. But as the season went on, the drivers got more and more comfortable racing around each other. They got more and more comfortable in the new car. And by the end of the season, we were having some cracking races with some top-tier racecraft involved as well. As Mark Peck has had a moment at the final corner, he's kept his car going. But what has happened to the M1 racing driver of Mark Peck here? He was in behind Craig Healy in the battle for P1 for the rookie class. Oh, he just caught the grass there.
Just the grass.
Oh, very lucky not to hit the wall.
Oh, he's lucky to keep it on the wall. He did very, very well. A lot of cars you can see are going through the pits. Bartush has gone in. And don't forget, he was sitting right behind Scotty Weston in 4th place. It'll be interesting to see when Scotty Weston comes in where Mr. Bartush comes out.
We'll see how this works out for him, if the undercut is going to be strong. There's a little bit of debris starting to form on the outside edge. It's parts of the circuit from where drivers have gone off into the sand traps. So will that have a part to play in this race? I don't know. Will it have a part to play in split 1? Well, that'll be determined by how many drivers have gone off in qualifying and in the race as well. But at this stage, I feel it's Will Buchanan or Sean Van der Millens to lose here tonight, Cinco. I mean, Scotty Weston's doing a phenomenal job to be where he is, but he's not matching their pace at all, and there's a reason why they're around about 8.5 seconds up the road from him.
Yeah, 100%. They're in the life of their own. But between the two of those, Van der Millen and Buchanan, it's there's not much in it. Even the lap times are very, very, very close. There's only about 2/10 in pace difference and varying from lap to lap. All right, Ronald Allen's in the pits now, so everyone is going to pits up to from 1st to 12th hasn't gone to the pits, so the first half of the field haven't gone to the pits yet. The rest have pretty much.
Yeah, Tomlin has not pit, neither has John Trott at this stage. We saw that minor spin earlier in the race down at turn 4-5. Same thing for Martin Lipsky. He had a moment early on as well, so he's having to fight his way back forward again too. But we'll see where the battles start to form and who really gets into these positions of prominence towards the end of the race.
I'm surprised we haven't had any incidents of the drivers coming out of the pits, because this pit exit is right on the apex of the turn here. So if you wanted to come out wide and cut in, it's right on that. The pit exit's right there.
The lucky part is, I think, because of the natural trajectory as the leaders come in, because of the natural trajectory of turn 1, you end up on the other side, right on the inside of the corner for turn 2. Yeah. So I think that kind of saves it, where if it was coming out right onto the apex of turn 2, that's where we'd be getting into struggles, as Weston also comes in, as does Craig Healy.
I've got Weston on my camera at the bottom.
Here's Bartush as well.
Let's see how Bartush comes out. Weston's trottling along.
John Van Ree has made up 4 positions thus far, Blake, but he was put into the wall by another driver very early on, so he's been nursing his car ever since pitting on lap 4 as well. So we'll see what happens for him in this race.
Weston's on the jacks.
Bartush is coming around the final corner.
Yep.
as he traverses through.
He's off the jacks.
This is going to be close. I actually think he's going to get him because of the lap traffic of Alan Mazzaroli, who pitted on lap 1. Well, it's not lap traffic. He pitted on lap 1, but he's actually held up Bartish, and you can see how far ahead now Weston is of Dan. So he's been compromised because of Alan, who hasn't technically. Well, he has pit on lap 1, but he needs to pit again. So, and pushing too hard has nearly caused him to go into the wall. Bartish with a massive scare. And here comes James up the inside, through into the next position up the road. That was so close.
Lucky.
Another driver I've just noticed as well, Russell Uren, who pitted on lap 4, has come out ahead of Scott Weston. Now, if he can make it home from lap 4, well, he's going to be in for a hell of a fight with Weston here towards the end of this race, as Brad Hayes, Martin Cupid, Matt Fu, Daniel Clutterbuck come through pit lane as well. But I've also noticed too, Vandermeulen has gained quite a bit of time over Buchanan in that pit stop. It was a 9.75 second stop for Vandermeulen, 11.5 for Buchanan, so he's gained some time and he's hoping to get past the lap traffic of Rob Baxter if he can. Well, it's not lapped, it's for position, but Rob does need a pit stop in this race.
Yet to pit. The other ones that haven't pitted yet is Tomlin, Lipsky, and that is it. Everyone else has pitted. Tomlin, Lipsky are down the back end.
Yeah,
so
Tomlin's in pit lane now, and Lipsky is still yet to come into pit lane. But Rob Baxter is really holding up Sean Vandermeulen now, which he has every right to do. I mean, it is for position, but it is allowing Will Buchanan to get right back into this battle. And Vandermeulen has now gone past as Rob lets them go, but maybe a little bit, too little too late in Sean Vandermeulen's eyes, because that has cut down any advantage he had exiting pit lane.
All this side by side at the moment on the bottom
there's
screen.
been a big moment up the back. Dan Bartish has been turned round at turn 4, and I think Mark Peck and John Van Rie are off the road as well at the top of the hill.
Oh, that car's toast to the front. That wheel looks like it's just holding on. Front left is dipping.
So this is what happened to Bartish down at 4. Self-inflicted, spun round. And there he goes.
Just.
And then this was Van Rie at the top of the hill. So trying to come past, I believe, Martin Lipsky. Oh, and he's just been drilled into the wall.
Was that contact?
That was definitely contact. He was drilled there by Mark Peck. There may have been...
Was that by Peck, was it?
Yeah, it was by Pecky. There may have definitely been... And I do not mean this seriously. There may have been some malice behind that, knowing that they've raced together for so long in vets together. But Van Rie's now having to get this car fixed up, and well, Pecky may have
not looking pretty.
It's not.
With less than, what do we got?
About 12 minutes left.
12 minutes left. It's 11 minutes left. Yeah. Not good. In the rookie class, Craig Healy has got himself a nice gap. He's got 2.3 seconds on Ray Oliver and Jeff Arnold in third. So we've got a nice title fight happening there already.
So at this point, Kwashi is leading, but he does need a pit. Vandermeulen, Buchanan, P2, P3. Baxter needs to pit as well. Uren in P5. Hayes, Weston, Cupid, James, Nommensen as the top 10. Healy at the moment, though, is starting to chase down Nommensen now and wants to try and get this car in the 10. Oh, he could be on here for a class win, could Healy?
Yeah, I definitely could be on for a class win. I've just got Scotty Weston on the bottom screen, and he's having a great little battle there and chasing down the boys in front of him. Who's he got there? He's got, that's it, yeah. Oh, Uren just lost a few places in that little tussle they were having then.
Baxter's in pit lane. Yep, so he's gone about as long as he can. As Buchanan has set the fastest lap of the race and is now hot on the heels of Vandermeulen. Car 67 has been given a drive-through penalty. Craig Healy is going to have to traverse pit lane.
Oh, that's gonna. Oh, look at that little wiggle there. That was so close.
Oh, round goes Brad Hayes.
That's a tricky corner down the back there when it gets inside, start getting too hot. This is going to be interesting. Healy's going to hit the pits, but he is, what is he? He's about nearly close to 2 seconds.
He's going to drop. He's going to drop below Oliver and below Arnold as well.
Yeah. So he'll still probably get his podium, but just. Got a bit of a battle there at the back. Greg Leakey is holding off Travis Nielsen and Brad Wall, so they're having a great little fight down there. And then your next rookies are Van Ree and Peck, who have just swapped places, and Al Mazzaroli.
As Quashi comes into pit lane, so the field getting fixed now. Cupid has somehow ended up now out of all of this up into P4. I don't understand how in the hell he's pulled that off. Quashi, though, is exiting, and he's going to stay on the podium at this point. But he's going to have them right there, so going long has paid off for him.
What a move by Quashi.
That has paid off spectacularly for Michael Quash.
He has done a great bit of work there.
I think the battling of the guys...
Great position.
The battling of the guys behind him probably helped him with that fact as well. Definitely slowed them up a little bit. But here comes Cupid. Has the pace and the warmer tyres. Gets the job done on Michael Quash. Quasi now licking the wounds a little bit. Needs to push on and try and fight his way back past Hayden Cupid onto the podium if he can. But with less than 9 minutes to go, time is ticking and the clock is about to strike midnight on this race as there's contact with Scott Weston and Michael Quash. And Uren is going to get past, as is everyone else. They're locked together, holding hands like a couple of school kids. And it is just, oh my God.
Back off. He just kept putting the foot down.
He just put the foot into it and then rotated him. I mean, that's going to look very poorly on Scotty.
The thing is, if he backed off, they probably would have unhooked. They probably would have been both okay. He got himself hooked and kept pushing and rotating around. I reckon Race Control was onto that. They saw it live, so we'll see what happens there. But every time I see Cupid's name, mate, I just think of this old music my old man used to have on the thing. This Cupid, drive back your bow. And that's Cupid pulling back the bow, mate, going bang straight through that pack.
Well, look at how good this race has now turned out for WKMP Sim Sports. Russell Uren up 14 positions. Reg James up 6. 2 cars inside of the top 5, but Kurt Nommensen wants to have something to say about that to get past Reg James here in this battle. Brad Hayes would love to do that as well. Ray Oliver, if you're following the rookie battle at the moment, is 2.6 seconds ahead of Jeff Arnold at this point, as Matt Fu and Brad Hayes have made contact in the background. Both of the Apex cars have come together.
I was just about to go.
And if you're Andrew, if you're Andrew Rushworth, your head is in your hands at this point, because if they've made contact together, which they have, because Fu has absolutely locked it up and cooked the corner and drilled his teammate. And I think there's a Stephen Sinkovic move right there if I've ever seen it.
Oh yeah, as Mr. Gretton says, you imagine you'd be fuming after doing all that work. Clutters, was it Clutters or Quashi?
It was Quashi.
Did all that work to get up there, get himself a podium position, but you know what? It's heating up. 5 minutes to go. It's heating up. There's incidents happening. People are losing focus. People are trying to think, well, it's time to make that move, and some of these moves aren't quite well working. Uren and James James is really hot on the back of Uren now. 2.2 on the back of him. So there's another little fight going across. Some of these boys are spread out.
These guys will start to work together now. Probably try and hold off Nommensen from the top 5. Cupid, though, P3 drive-through penalty for Scott Weston for that contact, which we were almost pretty much confirmed, Sinker, basically, because there's no other word for it. He just spun him round like a spin top.
Rushy's hearing all the swearing in Discord as the team Apex.
I feel as if Matt Fu may be getting quite a stern talking to right now, I would say, Sinker. Here comes Buchanan. Battle for the lead. Side by side into the second last corner. Buchanan gets past Vandermillen, who's led every single lap between both of them, and Buchanan in the Dying Embers has gotten past for Revolution E-Racing. But now the battle needs to be on for the 9.5 Sim Sports driver of Sean Vandermeulen, as Buchanan's rolling away from him. So does Sean have to save fuel possibly? Is he having to save because he took slightly less?
But that was a very gutsy move, man. He was almost drifting that car coming through that corner, so did really well to get it all the way through.
Peter's just mentioned something. As Reg James and Russell Uren are in pit lane.
Yes.
Oh well,
yes.
no, of course they pit on lap 4, so they needed more fuel. They didn't have enough to make the end. Peter pointing out the fact that you said it was clean, and then you crack a lemonade and wait 35 minutes, and look what's happened. It's absolutely gone nuclear for us as well.
Well, this is what we love. This loves everyone starts getting a bit feisty. You know, we don't watch you slamming into each other, taking each other out, but that trading paints, mate. That's why it's called trading paints. Rubbing the paint off on each other, and it's just spectacular racing. Love it. Gets me all. I mean, up on the edge of my seat before. Before I was leaning back with my feet up in the air just about, but now I'm on the edge of my seat and loving it. Will Buchanan, what a gutsy move there.
I think for sure Vandermeulen is having to save fuel right now, because Buchanan has made up about 3 seconds of lap time on him, and of course, you know, Sean took about 2 seconds less in the pit stop to get the jump, and I just don't think because of the maybe getting held up by Rob a little bit when he was trying to get past, and that allowed Will back up on him. He didn't really have the spare time to save.
That's the risk you take. You've got to dispatch these back markers real quick.
Yeah, you do.
Matty Fu has got himself a drive-through. Matty Fu's got himself a drive-through.
I'm not surprised. Matt drive-through has to come back through pit lane as Normanson and Ray Oliver are battling here. Now, this is an inter-class battle, rookie and amateur here of Normanson and Oliver, as they are far and few between the rest of the field. Marty Hughes is coming through pit lane as well. So
we did say Jeff Oliver, Ray Oliver.
Yeah, Ray Oliver.
We know he's got some pace in it, but there is a FIFO, so
yeah, he can only.
It's going to
hardcore. That then makes it Jeff Arnold's probably the top-seeded driver at the moment for rookies, because he could probably race every week at this point, where Ray can't. So that's the tough scenario that he finds himself in. But for Will Buchanan, he has built up a lovely 6.9 second lead over Sean Vandermeulen, who is bleeding time at the moment to both the lead and to Hayden Cupid in P3 by having to fuel save in the 9.5 Sim Sports car at the moment. He's got 13 seconds in hand with 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. I feel there is enough gap between him and Cupid here to make it to the checkered flag, but of course he's giving up so much time to Buchanan at the moment that he's unfortunately given up a win.
Yeah, big little bit of tussles going off and on at the moment with Bartush and Kwashi. Kwashi working his way back to where he was. Fancy being in 3rd place, near fighting for 10th, 8th place. He'd be gutted at the least. But Ray Oliver has taken that rookie out, and Jeff Arnold 2nd, Craig Healy 3rd. So Healy still maintained the podium, but big gap from Healy to Mark Peck. Big gap.
Leith saying surely he didn't underfuel by that much. Well, the problem is, Leith, he's given up 9 seconds and he's running 4 seconds slower lap times. There has been at no point the whole race Sean has shown that he would have that much, he would give up that much pace to Will. He's been hanging with him all race and been driving quite quickly. So he hasn't had anything happen to him that would...
2 seconds of fuel is a fair bit.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, he's... You know, he hasn't shown that he's needed to, you know, that he's, you know, slower than Will. But I think also compounded with that, as Mr. Leake has gone round further back, or that was Leakey.
Which hits again as well.
Yeah, and so is Jeff Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
Did they have...
Hang on, someone's rotated. We could have a safety car.
Who is rotated at the
moment? Somebody's off the track.
Yeah, it's Leakey. Leakey's off the track, but we've only got a minute left, so there's no way we've got a safety car.
No, he's been allowed to tow.
One more lap though for Will Buchanan at the front of the field for his first win of season 1.
Who's that? Oh no!
Bartush and Co make contact.
Like,
that was.
Who was that? That was one of the. I think it was one of. It was Alan Mazzaroli. He's gone off and rotated Bartush has claimed unsafe rejoin, but I don't think his spin was complete. He was just still rotating and spinning. And,
it was Martin Lipsky. It was Martin Lipsky. So
it spun straight into him.
We'll look at it post race.
Yeah.
Because of course we won't get cut off straight away. We'll have a quick look at it post race, and then we'll have to make the change over to split one. But for Buchanan, it's been an exceptional performance here tonight. He hung with Vandermeulen the whole way. He had some solid pace as well, and then through his better fuel strategy, he's managed to fight his way to the front of the field as he traverses up and around the real roller coaster section at the back end of the circuit. It'll be a breakout win for him in Split 2. His first win of the season here for Season 2 of 2025. And, well, for Vandermeulen, he's on struggle street a little bit at the moment under that fuel load. But as Buchanan comes round the final corner, he will take the win of race 1 of the season ahead of Sean Vandermeulen at 11.6 seconds back. Hayden Cupid could not cut down the gap to Vandermeulen, who comes up to the line for 9.5 Sim Sports in the Racecraft Simulations entry. He'll take P2. Hayden Cupid will make it a podium position for himself, up 6 spots. And Ray Oliver, up 15 positions, will finish P4 in the rookie class with Kurt Nommensen inside of the top 5 for Revolution E-Racing. There's an RER car at one end of the top 5 and another at the other. And it's Nommensen and Buchanan who make it the double for themselves here this evening. Quashi, Hayes, Clutterbuck, Healy, and Allen for your top 10. Baxter, Snedden, Uren, James, Trott, Hughes, although Trott's still battling away with James further back in the field. As I think Reg James is going real slow. Is he out of fuel possibly?
A bit of fuel?
I would hope not. I mean, it looks like it, but that's a real issue for him there. Let's have a quick look at what happened with Martin Lipsky and Dan Bartush that took him out of this race before we change over for the server change. So Martin runs off the road, holds brakes, drivers come past, he then reverses back, and then he tries to rejoin the track.
Re-enter.
Yeah, he re-entered. And then caught the...
And lost it. Oh.
Yeah. That unfortunately that is an unsafe rejoin. So
yeah,
it's an absolute shame for him and for Bartush, who had a very strong run. But for Will Buchanan,
I think Bartush was hooked by that stage anyway.
Yeah,
he was already in struggle street trying to get back into some form.
All right. So what we'll do is we're going to do our little sneaky of quickly going to SRW countdown, muting the countdown, and then unmuting Discord, so then we can have a chat to our podium finisher whilst we change servers. Don't go anywhere there, guys. Just because the countdown's happening does not mean that we're going anywhere. Split 1 still to come your way.
I'm already loading in, so you'll be able to use my cab if needed.
Very good.
That was some great effort. We've got some time if these boys can get up to us real quickly. We have a quick chat to both Am and Rookie Winner. Just quickly have a quick bite, bang, get out, and off we go. But if they're not in there quick enough, they're going to miss out.
That's it. They will.
Tell you what, the action was really good at the beginning of the race, and then it sort of tapered out a bit. And in the last 7 minutes, it all came back to life. Everyone was like, stuff this, I'm having a crack, I need to win this position. They were all sort of playing nice and fair and staying behind each other and making sure everything was nice, clean, hunky-dory. And then you go, bang, whip crack. And while we're here, a special mention to Warren Brown Tools for being such legends, supporting the V8 series. 2 races on a Tuesday night, Sunday night championship as well. Fantastic people. Moser Racing, Shunt Scenery, Grim Industries, all big supporters of SRW, and everything they do for us has been absolutely fantastic. Very, very much appreciated.
It's we We have massive appreciation to all the series sponsors, of course, as well. Moser Racing coming on board last season for the Super Formula Lights Championship. They continue the partnership this season as well. They're also the title sponsor of the Australian Open World Nationals as well that happened in between the seasons as well, Sinker. So it was a massive credit to them.
We haven't really spoken about much, have we?
No, we haven't.
For obvious reasons.
No, no, we kind of been sweeping that one under the rug just a little bit, to be honest with you.
As I get connected to the server, what do I see? I see Mitch Noble smashing into the walls. Here we've got Ray Oliver. He's popped his head in. Let's have a quick chat to Ray while you're getting things through.
Yeah, mate. No worries. I'll drag him in.
Mr. Oliver, how you doing? Congratulations, mate. What a great little bit of run out there, mate. Up so many places. You did really well. How'd it feel?
Surprisingly, actually good. It's, this thing isn't easy, and I don't drive these often, as you guys know, so getting thrown a setup with an hour to go was in the deep end.
Yep. But happy.
Yeah.
Felt good?
Yeah. I realised that the undercut was probably going to be there because I could see everybody getting tyre decked, so I thought I better just jump in, and then the rest sort of fell together. But yeah, the top three guys didn't have the pace for that. No way.
It felt like everyone was playing it safe for about 3/4 of the race. In the last 10 minutes, it just everyone just threw the gloves off and went for it.
Well, there's no real easy place to pass because everything's on edge downhill for braking zones. So, as you saw with Matty Poo and all that, when Matty went for the dive, he ended up bowling out his teammate. But that's just because you just miss it by a fraction and you're gone. So, my reactions aren't there tonight because it's been I got up at 2:40 yesterday afternoon to work and I flew back today, so I haven't slept yet. So, yeah. I wasn't going to push the envelope.
Yeah, you might as well drive on the edge, mate. Why the hell not? At least if you stack this, it's only a reset button and that's it. But mate, who supports your team and gets you on track?
I just want to thank all the boys from SLM and Sudsmooth for the gloves and all the work that they do, and just everybody in the team. Matty came behind the scenes, has done a lot in the last 6 months, and we're slowly seeing progress across the whole team.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. Well, you go get some sleep. You sound like you need it. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks, yeah?
You'll see me tomorrow night. I'll do Portland, and then actually this time I'm taking 4 weeks off, so I can actually do 5 rounds. Yeah, 5 rounds for this season, so that makes a difference. So
excellent, mate. Good work. Well, consistent could get you at the pointy end for the whole thing. Well done, buddy. And take care of yourself, and we'll speak to you soon.
Easy. Cheers, boys.
All
right, so who was the other one we had?
Will Buchanan, the race winner.
What's Cupid doing there?
He probably thinks we're going to talk to the whole podium, which unfortunately we're not because of the fact that we have 4 classes now. We're only going to talk to the class winners to be fair to everyone across both splits. So
let's go, Will Buchanan. Let me drag him in. Come on, computer, what are you doing? Mr. Buchanan, how you doing, mate? Round 1, Series 2, and you have come away with the top step. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, guys. How are you guys going?
It was good, man. It's good. The race started off really nice and fast, and then it tapered out, and then last 10 minutes the action came out, and that little pass you did, mate, was sensational. I saw the rear end wiggle a little bit, but you still held it and came through.
Yeah, shout out to Sean. That was an epic race. I had so much fun doing that. I was just basically buying time, just hopefully waiting for him to do a mistake, because he was driving so consistent. I was like, geez. And he got a good bump on me out of the pit stop, so it was such a good race.
So you're on edge the whole way through? There was no gap for resting?
I was pushing the whole way. I think what saved me, I think he must have ran enough fuel, so what would saved me was in his draft the whole time, I reckon, because I only finished with like 0.5 or something like that.
Yep. So you're nice and easy to go. Mate, what's the plan for this season? Are you going to go all out for this?
I'll give it a crack. I'm new to Tuesday. I don't think I've done Tuesday for SRW, so I moved over from Sunday just to fit my schedule a bit more, but yeah, no, really enjoying it. Yeah, hopefully we can keep it consistent this season and get more results like that. Really.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. Well, who gets you out on track and supports you, mate?
Oh, the whole AII Revelation IRacing team, they're bloody great lads there, and they push me every week to get results, and they're just such a good mob to work with. They're all supporting each other and helping each other.
Excellent, mate. Well, good luck for the season, and strap in, mate. Split 1 is not too far from quali starting in another 5 minutes, and watch the action. Congratulations on the first step on Tuesday night, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, guys. I just want to do a quick sponsor shout out.
Yeah, go for it.
AITT, Sud Speed, Hibby, IR Sidekick, Bunnies Builds, and Shurex thank you for being our team sponsors. Really appreciate it.
Excellent, man. Well, we'll see you next week, mate. Good luck, and thanks for an epic race.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
Cheers, mate. Well, Hamish, we're settling in. Switch has come across real nice, really good. I'm loving it. We've got 5 minutes to go, and ready to rock.
Yeah, I'm currently just applying everyone to their classes at the moment in the back end. So just give us a couple of moments here. I'm just trying to do it correctly for us. The beauty of it is, once it's done, I don't have to do it again. So it makes it a bit easier for us here at the moment. But I mean, what a race it was for Split 1 Sinker. I mean, just an absolute class act by a lot of drivers out there, and I think, you know, we had a fairly good sized field for round 1. As the race went on, I think it definitely got a little bit hairy for some drivers as well, maybe as they kind of just kept pushing on. But all in all, I think it was a great race.
100%. The action was fast, thick in between. There was at the front. All right, you're always going to get a bit of a track like this where it's hard to pass. It's going to taper out a bit, but the end was good too. Just after we mentioned that all hell went loose, which is good.
So as we push on now for Split 1, how do you think we're going to go? And I've also, as I've been working through this list, I think there are some drivers that maybe misclassed in Split 1 just a little bit, but we'll see how they go nonetheless. I could be completely wrong, Sinker, about that as well. They may prove me wrong. I welcome them to prove me wrong, in fact, because it means that they're having a great night on track and we're having a great night calling the action, which is what we want.
100%, mate. 100%. The good number of people watching. A lot of likes, 14 likes. So keep them coming for us. We do need them. Helps with the algorithms. Eventually, one day we'll probably make something out of YouTube. Not in the short term, that's for sure. But Barb's is already in there, giving the guys a bit of a chat. So we're not too far off, mate.
No, we're getting closer and closer to qualifying beginning for these drivers, and the closer that we get, the better it's going to get, because then we're going to be able to really sink our teeth into the meat and potatoes of the racing here tonight, and where drivers are going to be ending up and who's going to be battling where as well. So I'm looking forward to it, though. I mean, it's, we had a great race for Split 2. We know what it was like last season, where some drivers sometimes we get a better race in Split 2 than we would in Split 1. And then other times it would be the reverse of that. So I think it's going to come down to, how willing are the drivers going to be tonight to push for position. That is what is going to keep this thing close for these drivers here this evening.
100%. It's going to be real close. We're already seeing some spectacular times out there. Have a look at that. Top 3 in 125s.
Oh.
That is really, really good.
So, why is it? Oh, that's why. I've got it set to a lower number.
I thought I could hear your brain ticking.
Yeah, my brain was ticking because I was trying to get everything working for us. That was why. So,
if there's anyone out there who wants to see a particular driver out there tonight, and give us a shout out, let us know, and we will make sure we get some live action for you guys. Especially if you've got a hubby out there, or a cousin, or a friend, or a family member, please do like and subscribe as well while you're there.
Yeah, show us the support, of course. Did we end up ticking over 1,500 during the break? No, we're still close.
We're very close, but we haven't quite got there. Quite got there. I was going to say, I've got Jonathan Gallen here. He's coming out of the pits. He's sporting his his beautiful Pelican out there. And Hayden, we did see you waiting for a bit of a chat with us, mate. We only do the top split winners, the rookie and the AM, and then also in the second one we'll do the pro and pro-am, because we just don't have enough time on our hands for it. But great job, mate. Excellent driving out there.
You know what I say? Win a race, then you get to have a chat to us.
Yeah, if you want to chat with us, you got to win.
Yep, you got to win. That's going to be the mindset now coming into every single race. Mind you,
Billy Mole is looking sprightly out there in his Anzac Day livery.
I'm just making some changes on the fly as well because I've decided against certain choices here for this. So bear with me. Bear with me while we make some changes, everyone.
So we had 36 in the bottom split. We've got about 25 guys in the top split. I think we've got a few missing tonight for the first round. If they haven't joined us now, they'll probably miss out. But this split is going to be mega. There's going to be some very, very fast lads out here. So strap in and get ready for some hard action tonight.
Just give me a second, Sinker, as qualifying starts. Me cat's deciding to be annoying, so 2 secs.
All right, Dim Sim. Well, at least your cat's not like mine, mate. My cat's been doing projectiles over the last few days in the middle of the night, so not a happy chappy. But the boys out there are looking really sharp. Cars are looking good. A few guys doing Anzac Day liveries, which is really cool to see.
No, I'll tell you what he was doing, Sinker. He was scratching at the door to come in, and then when I opened the door, he just sat there looking at me.
Yeah, they always do that.
Yeah,
they just love to tease, mate. They love to tease. What's going on here?
So as we drive our way forward into this race, we've got one driver for the camera, Sinker. We've got Mr. Douglas.
Yep.
Who is as stone-faced as ever, mind you, on his camera.
Mr. Jason Douglas. I did see him in the cam as I was loading ours into the system. Tell you what, there's a lot going on that Pelican mobile with the Anzac livery. Very, very busy.
It is indeed, as the first qualifying laps will be getting underway very, very shortly as well. Stone Street's out there, as well as Pavlovic. Last season's champion Blake Warboys returns to the field as well, which is fantastic to see as we push our way forward.
Rian doesn't race on a Tuesday night.
He doesn't race on a Tuesday.
He saves it all for Sundays. He's busy through the week, and that's one of the nights he has off.
I'll tell you what, Pete. What we can What we can do is, Pete, is we can get Blake to race with his child in his lap, so that it evens out for us. We the average age will come down. Then we'll do it that way.
Love it.
So more.
We've got a purple in the third sector, but someone else has beaten that because his second sector's gone green. Oh, someone's beaten that too. That second sector's gone green as well. So someone out there is having a killer.
Yeah, they are indeed. Wow. As Billy Mole comes up towards the start-finish line. Why? So Stefan Lawrence has settled. He's at the top of the timesheets, but it's not classified his lap for whatever reason. Although I think he's about to finish his lap. He is. He finished his lap 126.17. Has Billy Mole's lap time counted? It has 126.17 as well. He has beaten him by 0.03 of a second.
Yep. That is nothing.
0.03 of a second.
No.
Stephen Banks.
Ryan Mueller's time. Look at this.
Oh my God. 1/1000th of a second for Mueller. Banks went P2. Scott goes P1, 125.55. So for Lawrence, he got a 126.168. Mueller was a 126.167. Mole was a 126.165. If you recall, we've spoken about it before.
Right.
Mueller and Mole pretty much mirror images of each other. Well, they're going to be fighting again this season, I think, Sinker, and I think they're not going to be letting go of each other anytime soon.
No, that's going to be spectacular. That is going to be one of the fights we're going to enjoy all the way through season 2. His grandma's already in there, waving his flag, which is good to see. So there's going to be some guys that we see that'll be up and around each other, just like those two. That's going to put some spectacular fighting in there for us. Where's Douglas going to be? Is he going to move up the ladder this season, or is he going to work his way back? Brandon Levin. Is he going to work his way through? Jacob Trainer had a decent series last season. Peter Pav, what are we going to see out of Pav?
So
These
for
are guys with great potential.
For Vandermeulen, right, to put it into perspective for his qualifying lap, he would have been P9 in this session. Now P10 because Lawford's just gone P2 and also off the road. So if Vandermeulen was in this split, he would have gone P10 with his 126.5. I think he got in split 2. So he would have been up there, and he would have been Pro-Am class. So he would have been still battling with Lawrence and Burridge.
Yeah,
interesting how it plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out because there's other drivers in there as well that some of these drivers here at the moment, Jace 128s, Pavs 127s, Dawson. Those lap times are comparable to some of the lap times in the rookies as well. So there's going to be a lot of crossover at the top end and at the bottom end too.
So of course Cowie out there at the moment. Any complaints? Put them to him. We say this because he's the new admin of the Supercars series this season. So any complaints or any questions or any feedback, send it the way of Andrew Cowan because he'll be the one that'll be reading through it all and making all the changes. As well. I feel that after tonight's race, me and Sinker will probably be having just a quick little chat with Cowie about what we think may have occurred in race 1 and where we can go forward to race 2.
I'm not even going to go to that conversation. I'm just going to say, mate, it's your headache, it's your baby.
Yeah.
Good old Barbs did a great job juggling, all of race control and the V8s last season. And I asked him, did he need help? And he goes, look, to be honest, he wanted to focus on the race control, and it was getting too much for him. And I said, sweet, I've got the perfect one that I think would be right, would be Cowie. And he's risen the flag and going for it, and I'm sure he'll do an amazing job for the V8s because he's got a little bit more time. His lifestyle's a bit different to what Bubs is. So he'll put his best foot forward.
And
look at this, 125.5.
I know, it's ridiculous from James. Warboys has got to find a little bit of time. Stuart in the chat saying, you'll have to ask Blake Warboys about his big go-kart win on the weekend. Well, he won. He goes in the fence. He won, I believe, a Lando Norris. The Lando Norris branded go-karts.
Yep.
I think Blake won one of them.
Oh, wow.
On the weekend.
Excellent work.
Stuart can update me on that. The only way I know about this is by perusing on Blake's Facebook of the goings on of the weekend of how he got on. But
I've done no Facebook this weekend at all. I've been avoiding it.
Unfortunately, I don't get the lucky time to avoid it. Unfortunately, just trying to keep up with things, trying to keep up with where people end up and how people end up and what they're doing in terms of sim racing and stuff like that, and where some leagues are going as well, and how we're going with SRW and in my league too. So, but yeah, I think that's at this point in time, sim racing is it's in a boom period. I think again, Singer, and I think it's on its way to being a boom period again. And I'm hopeful that the more, all the leagues that are running at the moment that are very successful, they can continue to have their success, but also then kind of work together in a nice, in a nice sort of simultaneous community almost, And
well, statistically, I haven't seen the lull at all. We've had growth of anything from 30 to 40% per season.
Yeah.
So it's been consistent right through from COVID onwards. Bit of marketing, I think, out there. Maybe people are just getting a bit sidetracked and not doing as much. But I've seen the last few weeks a lot of leagues are starting to do their marketing and stuff again. But it's hard to be consistent through 12 months of the year and just to keep doing it. It really is. And then some leagues aren't out there every week like we are and like what Gentlemen Sim Racing Club are. They pick a gap in the gap in the calendar, and they go for it, and they have their season then and then. And whereas we just smash it all year long.
Thomas and Alex in the chat with us as well, claiming they had an operation and they're on some pretty strong nerve blocker pain meds. Apparently, Sinker. I feel like some of the hairs that have been pulled out of my head over the last sort of 6 months of time, I might want some. What do you reckon, Sinker? Do you reckon we need some here in the booth? I mean,
I'll tell you what, I could go for some every now and again. He won the X7 Arrow, which is a spectacular beast. Yes, Thomas, Alex, I'm not sure who you are, but yeah, good luck with the recovery, man. These boys are throwing their cars around like crazy. Everyone's sort of sitting around the yellows now. Peter Baxter has got himself a green. We've got 5 minutes left of quali, so this is when all the action's going to happen. This is when everyone's going to start throwing down some epic times.
well, Scott's already done so. He's done a 125.4 on his last effort, Sinker. So he's Steve Blocker shrugs from Peter. Ah, no.
A Steve Blocker.
Yeah, Steve Blocker drugs.
Man,
apparently.
That'd be you'd sell out in a days.
Oh, I mean, I'll be.
Who's going on?
Oh, it's Stephen Banks off the road as Billy Mole comes past in the Anzac Day livery, of course. Unfortunately, this year we missed out on Anzac Day due to the season break. So,
yeah.
And of course,
we took 4 weeks through this gap to avoid Easter and the Anzac Day long weekend, because we found in the past a lot of drivers took those away and school holidays and stuff like that. So we thought, why not have the break ourselves as well and take advantage of it?
Yeah, and just see where we end up and see how the racing ends up as well. I'm still, Doddsy, I still don't understand why you don't race tonight. Should be out there with us, Doddsy, racing on a Tuesday.
What's going on, Doddsy?
He's too busy probably teaching the class of 1 of his backyard martial arts.
Oh, has he done a Cobra Kai, is he?
He's a he's a self-taught. He's self-taught.
He's got kids polishing his decking at the back and cleaning his car.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't started his. Well, he has started his own team of Harry Dodd's sim racing prior to moving to Project 36 and even PR as well. Surprised he didn't call his team Eagle Fang Racing or something, possibly. But
he'd have to have Harry Dodd with the Mohawk.
Yeah. Oh, you know what though, Hawk was my favourite character on Cobra Kai. So
it was great.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the last season yet. Don't know why. I just haven't committed to it.
It's good. It's good. It's a good season. Goes by pretty quickly.
On Tuesdays. Okay.
Well,
why aren't you at footy now?
Football. You don't play football on a Tuesday, Doddsy, and surely there's a training on Thursday. Surely. John Gallen's out there with us too as well. He's P3 in the Pro-Am class at this stage. It's inside the top 10 for qualifying. A couple of minutes left for these drivers. Ryan Mueller is back out on track now as well. He's inside of the top 6 at this point. Lawrence, Burridge, Stone Street, Gallen for the back end of the top 10. Top 5 at this stage for qualifying is James Scott, Angus Lawford, Stephen Banks, who's definitely had a fire lit underneath him this season, looking to prove something for us, which we absolutely love to see as well, in the top 3 at the moment, with Blake Warboy's Billy Mole in behind him for the top 5. Rushworth P11 at the moment as well. Dooley, Urquhart, Cowan, Sharp, Crosby, Levin, Daly, Dawson, Baxter, Trainer, Noble, Pavlovic, Douglas, Bush and Green at the back of the field, although Green has not managed to set a lap just yet.
Yeah, there's some boys that are struggling down the back end, trying to get some decent laps in. But you know what? It's 127s. There's not a massive gap, man. It really isn't. If you take out the top 3, oh, actually the top. Well, have a look at that. Reflecting on those words, I'll just take those words back. It's 1 second from 10th to 1st.
Yep, it's nothing. As Warboys goes
nothing.
P2, 126.01, so no one else has managed to get into the 25 just yet. James Scott the only one to do so. There's under 2 minutes to go. One more lap for Blake Warboys to get this done if he can. So hopefully he can find some pace. Lawrence has rocketed up to P4. Lawford's gone up to P3. So those guys have found some pace as well. Billy Mole now knocked out of the top 5. Mueller knocked down to P7. Stone Street, Gallen are still within the 10. As drivers are coming into pit lane to end their qualifying. Less than a minute left for these drivers. I don't know if Warboys has got anything left in him to find that 125 though, Sinker. I mean, for this final lap. Is he lighting up the timing sheets? That's the issue, because he has to.
One corner. It's one corner.
For 6/10? No, surely not.
No, I'm saying one corner to get into the 25.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's, one corner's not going to be 6/10.
6/10 is more like four corners, 5 corners.
But the whole track, Sinker.
Yeah.
Probably the whole track.
How many corners on this track?
I'll have a Google and I'll find out.
One section, the downhill chicane with a tight right-hander could be an area where a lot of time is lost. There's lots of place in this track which got some really tricky nuances in it.
There are technically, there's 15 corners listed on the track map, but turn 5 is listed as 5, 5A, 5B. Turn 4, there's turn 7 and 7A and 7B. There's 8, 8A. Oh, there's also 5C, sorry, as well, Sinker. There's also 14 and 14A. So realistically speaking, I don't know, 17 corners total? Maybe? I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah,
Boys,
they're weird the way they name their corners and the way they count them.
It's wacky. It's like, it's a... Oh, James Scott, though. He has. So Warboys managed to get the 25. It was a 125.869. Not good enough for pole. James Scott, though, looks to go even better in his final attempt here in qualifying as he crosses the line. What is the lap time for him? Has it counted? It has. It's a 125.14, and that's pole position to start the season for James Scott. An incredible effort.
We're going to have to get some fast boys in to shake that up a bit. I mean, he's not going to have it his own way. Warboys will not allow that. There's that spider.
I was going to say maybe we need to get Dylan Rudd and Co in, but they're his teammates, so they'd just be working together. We need like a Jordan Ross or a Zach Ratchway White or something in here just to really bring the fire to them at the front of the field, maybe.
These two boys are going to be battling all the way through. It's going to be a consistency battle, that's for sure. But then there's going to be some spectacular battles behind them. Lawford, Lawrence, Mole, Mueller, Banks, Burridge, Stone Street, Gallen, Rushworth, all these names, Urquhart, Dooley, Cowan. There's some fast boys in here. It's going to be some spectacular racing as they get ready. Got another split for Scott. We're just going to weigh him down. Make him drive with maybe a really big raised suspension on the front or something.
So as the drivers will begin to grid up, the starting grid for race 2 this evening, the first round of split 1 will be as follows. James Scott will start pole for the Chiefs alongside Blake Warboys of WKMP Sim Sports on the front row. Angus Lawford, Stefan Lawrence will then make up the second with Billy Mole and Ryan Mueller in behind. Stefan will start pole for the Pro-Am class here this evening. Stephen Banks will start alongside Chris Burridge, Troy Stone Street and John Gallen for your top 10. Andrew Rushworth and Troy Dooley will then make up the top 12 here this evening, as well as we move back to Blake Urquhart, Andrew Cowan, Alan Dawson and Greg Sharp for your top 16. Darren Crosby, Brandon Levin, Trav Daly and Peter Baxter for the top 20. Jacob Traynor, Mitch Noble, Peter Pavlovic, Jason Douglas for the top 24. Then Jeremy Bush and Jaden Green will start further back in the field. Jaden unable to get time in qualifying. We'll see if he starts the race here this evening as well. But for these drivers on the grid here tonight, Sink, I mean, we saw what it was like for 40 minutes of split 2. Are we going to get a safety car in this race? I'm not sure. I mean, time will tell. Time will tell. I mean, I think it's last season it was proved Split 2 had more safety cars than Split 1 did, and I don't know if Barber leads to a safety car too much unless there's maybe some overlap and someone ends up in the wall, and that's probably going to be the only scenario that we get that happening.
We'll see. It's you never say never. Whenever me and you say no, we're not going to have it. The race goes to shit.
That's why I always say no, because then we get some. And I love a safety car. So now that I've said that, though, we're not going to get one. It's going to work against me.
I'm going to have my car on the admin of the V8s. Steady count.
Okay, lights are up though. For race 2 this evening, James Scott has gotten us underway off the front row of the grid. The scramble to turn 1 begins again, and you can see them all in the background trying to find space. Warboys is putting the pressure already here on James Scott as they run up through turn 2. And the pressure is building at an immense rate. Oh, we got a rotation further back.
Oh, he held it. He's held it. Cowie got really up close there with, I'm not sure who the car was, the M1 car, but nearly rotated around.
Might have been maybe Greg Sharp, who's gone off the road. There's a blinker in the background as well. Further back, we'll get a replay happening at the end of lap 1. So as we battle our way on forward, the drivers just trying to find their space at this point. It's the person in the chat, Thomas and Alex, is Jacob Trainor's friend, apparently. Yes. So good to see you out there supporting him.
It looks, I think, really important at the moment early on for Warboys and Lawford to stay on each other's toe and not let James get away. If they can stay within that 5/10 for as long as possible, it'll avoid him getting away, because we know what he's like in clean air. James Scott gets that gap, but these boys start fighting with each other and slowing each other down. Well, then James Scott's going to get away from them. They need to work together to keep close, all three of them.
Brendan Griffith's making a good point, actually. Rattray White is now an Eclipse driver, and I believe Eclipse and the Chiefs have a technical alliance between them, so they probably wouldn't battle up the front if they were together. We'd need like a Seb Vandel or some of the other Vermilion boys to really get in here and have a crack with him at the front. So, but we'll see how it plays out. End of lap 1 though. Let's have a quick look at what's happened across lap 1. As Brandon Levin is just getting eaten alive here further back in the field. But let's have a quick gander and see what's happened to Troy Stonestreet, who's been off track, but he came straight back on again, so I don't know if he's actually been properly off track.
Oh, down about Cowie's missed the car really wide, just off the nose of a car.
Okay, so Stonestreet cut turn 1. Cowie had been off the road as well, so where was this spin that you mentioned, Cinco?
Oh, no, it was contact. It wasn't a spin. They were contacting each other and they actually leveled each other out. They nearly rotated together, but Cowie and the contact they had right here as they come through, they had contact. And they just maintained it. We might have just missed it. Might have been a corner before. But they basically just went around like a suction cup in the corner, nearly rotating each other around.
So James Scott leads the way. Blake Warboys, Angus Lawford on your podium at the moment. Ryan Mueller, Billy Mulder, top 5. Burridge leads for the Pro-Am class. Banksy, Gallen and Stonestreet with Rushworth inside of the top 10 now. Urquhart's up 2 at the moment. Dawson's up 2. Douglas up 9 from the back. So he's had a great gain. Green's up 5, but he technically had to go past the safety car drivers, so kind of a false gain for him at the moment as the battles look to continue on at this point of the race.
Cowie's an M1 sandwich getting swallowed down the bottom there. He's got Crosby in front of him and Daly behind him, so that's where his tassels are at the moment. But it's not all going their way as well, because Greg Sharp is getting on the back of Daly too.
He's starting to chase them down at the moment for WKMP Sim Sports is Greg Sharp. He's got Peter Pavlovic hot on his heels at the moment, so a good battle starting to form here at the back end of the field.
He's really struggling with that corner. I've seen him twice now. Go really wide. It's like he's not getting enough rotation out of that car, or not slowing it down enough. I'm not sure what it is, his entry or what, but he's having really tough times coming out of that really sharp left-hander.
As the mid-pack continue their battle as well. John Gallen up a position into P9. He's hot on the heels of Troy Stonestreet. They've given up about 2 seconds though up to Stephen Banks further up the road from them in P7, who's just trying to hang on to the back here of Chris Burridge as well. As Cowie is off the road at the back end of the field. So let's have a look here what's happened to performance sim racing driver. It looks self-inflicted. It is. He's caught the grass. Big old tank slapper.
Oh, he stayed off the wall.
He was lucky to.
That was so close.
He was lucky to keep it off the wall.
Lucky. Very lucky. It could have gone real bad for him. Chris Burridge first to the Pro-Ams up in 6th. John Gallen 9th. And Blake Urquhart in 11th. So the battle there is going to be fun too.
So we've got Scott as the leader of the pros, Burridge is the leader of the Pro-Ams at the moment as well. Where will they end up at the end of this race? Only time will tell. 5 minutes have surpassed now. We've got 35 minutes left. Dawson is getting pressured here by Douglas, and they're on the back of Troy Dooley at this stage, with Blake Urquhart leading this little battle pack as well. Urquhart has had a couple of breakout moments here in the Tuesday series in the past, but he'll be hoping to try and fight his way forward once again and maybe even challenge for a cheeky top 5 here or there this season. We'll have to wait and see what he can pull out of his locker though. And who knows, maybe if he gets a win, there'll be a furniture sale on for Urkowitz's Furniture.
Yes, very much so. He's doing well though. He's the cork in the bottle at the moment. These boys are following him. They're all like 3/10 right behind him, and he's 2.6 seconds off Rushy. So Rushy is sitting in 10th place. That's where the split is at the moment. Lawford just taking a little bit of off track. No, complete off track.
Yeah, he's completely blown up turn 2 it seems, and now dropped off the podium. Mueller and Mole, I mean, how much are these guys going to battle this season, Sinko? I mean, they've both been... They're inseparable. I mean, they are literally like... It's ironic that they both run blue on their cars, because they are literally like the polar opposites of each other. One side white, the other side, black, completely opposite ends, but they're both the same. They're so close on pace. They've had similar... What?
Yin and yang.
Yeah, they are. They're yin and yang. They are like yin and yang. They are. When one of them's not in the field, the other one all of a sudden either doesn't seem to have quite a good run, or they have the best run of the whole season. When they're both in the field, they're either both being really consistent, driving really well, or they've both caught a bit of bad luck. And it's quite interesting how that can play out sometimes on circuit, but they have really found themselves almost their spiritual twin in a race car. And it's quite interesting when that happens between them. So we'll see what happens this season. I'm excited for it, because this is probably, aside from the championship battle, the battle between Mueller and Mole really intrigues me the most, and where they both end up, because they've been so close for so long. Whichever one wins, that may be the next one to say, hey, they're going to push forward and try and get up to the next level. Or we may also get to the point where the person who finished behind them then gets really motivated to beat them this season, and then they have their best season ever and end up on the podium in the championship. So we'll see how the balancing happens between them.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be a great one. They're both young drivers up on the rise, which is really good to see. Both in really good teams with some great guys surrounding them. So getting some good guidance. It looks like Mole is actually getting closer and closer. He's down to 3/10 on the back of him and sticking to him. We spoke about it at the end of last season about the ability to drive through the car where the car's not there. Oh, someone's just had a spin-off. Is that Alan Davis?
Yeah, Alan Dawson, and I think Jace Douglas has been involved as well. Jace was coming in for the move down there at turn 5, and I have a feeling there might have been some contact made. There's definitely been some contact made, and I think unfortunately for Jace, he wasn't alongside before turn-in. But we'll see what race control say. They'll break it down. They'll pick it apart and they'll come to a conclusion. But from the face of it, it doesn't look good for Jace Douglas, who has redressed the position, which will be favoured upon from race control. But the problem is Dawson's lost a heap of spots off of it as well. So,
yeah, how many spots did Dawson lose?
He's down 7 technically, but I'm not sure where he was prior to that. So he's down 7 from where he started, though, based on that.
I mean, it's admirable to readdress the position, but unfortunately the rules apply that if the driver that you've made impact with loses more than 3 places, your readdress is
it might come down to, because he redressed, they might decide just to give him a points penalty more so than a drive through, because he did do the sportsmanship thing of pulling up.
It all depends on how much the driver he made contact with was impacted.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Lawford, at the moment, we've had a comment there from Brandon Griffiths from Project 36. We've missed on our setup. It's a damage control right now. So he's struggling with setup at the moment, as would be Jaden Green. So we'll see how this pays out for him here tonight, but he's just trying to nurse this car around and see what he can get out of this race, though.
Times are looking good, though. At the moment, last lap, James Scott's 126.6. Blake Warpool is 126.4. The rest of the field is sitting in the low, probably around mid to low 27s, which is really good to see. There's it's quite consistent all the way down to 10th.
And then Stone Street as well, setting his fastest lap of the race last lap to a 127.043. Which is good to see from him. At this stage, though, the best lap of the race is sitting with the race leader, James Scott, who, under racing conditions, has set a 126.65. 125.64. Warboys has set a 125.79. So he's right there with him on pace, but he is giving up a couple of tenths every lap or so. So it may not be long till Scott's broken the toe of Blake Warboys. I feel when that happens, that might be the time that Warboys comes in to try and undercut him a little bit and maybe just get that gap back down again. But because he doesn't want to let him run away without being in the toe, but you've then also got to think about your fuel strategy too.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to take it down to Jaden Green. Seems to be a bit of action going on down the back there. Pavlovic has just called something in.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if they had contact or what. Oh, someone just lost it behind them, just there in the rear end of Pav by the sound of it.
Yeah, so Jaden Green was trying to go for the move on Pav into turn 1. Shot the half, went off the road, tried to come back on, although to be fair, Pav didn't really leave him any room to rejoin the track, but we'll see how it works out. Then Mitch Noble's tried to come through too. That's a real schmozzle, that one. That is.
Yeah, Mitch had a bit of a touchdown, almost 3 wide there.
Toddsy's saying I'm getting Revenge of the Sith vibes, light side and dark side. Or they've both got blue on their car, so it is like Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
I don't know, I haven't seen their swords. One's going to be blue.
Well, they both got blue on their car. Well, no, technically in Revenge of the Sith, Anakin and Obi-Wan both battle with blue lightsabers, so it is kind of like that. Although Billy's got the camo on his car this round for Anzac Day, so we'll only get the real full feel of it once we head out to next week, where he'll be back in the black and blue car for WKMP Sim Sports. But their battle is looking to heat up throughout the rest of this race as well. Maybe just sitting back a little bit here for Billy, save some fuel behind Ryan and save the battle for the last 10 minutes. Maybe Sinker, that might be the strategy play here of Mole.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad strategy. We've seen him do really well doing that, sitting behind and taking advantage of it. But it's I don't know. I'd be sticking in there and try to get in that lap earlier and just get a really run on and try to get the undercut going. Because at the moment he's not really making much progress. They're sitting at the same times. Mole is actually lap on lap about 2 tenths faster. 125 redress between 216. So Jaden Green needs to get that position back to Peter Pav. For basically he passed off the track, so there needs to be a readdress by race control recommendations at the moment. So we'll see how quick that happens.
And we'll see how quickly he lets him past. Well, he's got a bit of time to give up to do so.
Has lost the ones. He's down to a second, so he's lost that toe. But he's right on the pace with him. He's about a 10th difference in pace as far as the last lap's concerned, and in the fastest lap, it's only 1/10 in pace.
So how does Jaden Green redress this position? Because he's got 0.7 of a second back to Pav, and he's got to try and let him go here. But he's also going to be careful of Mitch Noble of trying to sneak through. Although Jace Douglas has just snuck up the inside of Noble as well, so now he's got to be careful of Douglas.
He's got to do it soon. Here we go. I'm not sure if that was the right spot, but he needs to tuck in behind Pav or block the run.
There we go. There we go. He's done that.
Oh, that was almost moving under brakes.
Oh, and then there's more contact made. More contact made between them. That'll definitely get called in to Barb's.
All right, here we go. Car one, Barbs is just gone car 125. Get the hell out of there. Clean it up, guys, because that readdress was really poorly done. He was more focused on trying not to lose a position, but now he's got it back as well. I think Pav's got too much damage because Pav is struggling.
Yeah, Barbs is really trying to crack the whip on them here.
Yeah, so the readdress was completed as far as race control is concerned, but that was, I think Peter Pav just didn't time that hairpin well then too. That cost him a bit. The pressure off Douglas didn't help.
Let's try and break it down just a little bit here, because it's quite an interesting moment that, you know, almost completely blew up in our faces. So as they came down towards the bottom of the hill, so he lets Pav go. He then wants to try and block the run of Douglas, who's trying to dart up the inside. Moving under brakes. Drive-through penalty for car 099.
And then he touched.
That's going the way of Jason Douglas. So have they maybe determined that Douglas, although it was lap 6, turn 5, so that's earlier in the race, that's a completely different moment. So Douglas has got a drive-through for something. And then,
he got a drive-through for an earlier incident.
Yeah.
But that was... hang on.
Yeah, that looked like moving under brakes.
So he's got lap 6, turn 5 for Jace Douglas.
Oh, Noble's off the track as well.
Yeah, I'd be calling in, if I was Jace, I'd be calling in moving under brakes on that one.
Oh, Noble's, I was about to say, has Noble been turned by Cowie? No, he's just got loose and off the track, so...
Yeah. He probably got a little bit of touch that unsettled him, and then he kept putting the foot down, and that would have rotated him.
So further up the field, though, we've got Brandon Levin hot on the heels of Greg Sharp here. They're trying to battle away with Trav Daly, Troy Dooley, and Blake Urquhart at the front of this little battle pack as well, with Stefan Lawrence too leading this little pack of cars as well. 7.3 seconds up the road. Andrew Rushworth is battling away with John Gallen at the moment. Troy Stonestreet as well. Cowlin's in pit lane. Douglas has come in for that drive-through. So we'll see what comes of Jaden Green's redress and moving under brakes down at turn 5. Whether that'll come of a penalty or not, that may depend if Douglas called in for moving under brakes. But
yeah, I don't think he called anything in. I think he would have been too worried about trying to get out of there, get out of the way. All the way up and down the field. Jace Douglas is actually in the pits at the moment. Cowie's in the pits. He's been in there for...
He's taking a stop. Yeah, about 10 seconds. He's taking a stop.
Yep.
So Douglas has served that drive-through, and Cowie is now rejoining the circuit out of pit lane for his regular stop. This battle between Burridge and Banks continues on further up the fields.
23 minutes. Cowie will be able to go all the way from that. Might not be a bad idea getting in there.
Yeah, try and come in early. Get out of the mess and just try and fight your way forward. Stonestreet's also in. He's going for an undercut here on Banksy and Burridge. Could be a smart play from him. Doesn't want to get held up if they start to tangle, and he might get some clean air for himself when he comes out. So we'll see how this plays out for Troy. Warboys is just over a second behind this man right here, James Scott. So he's not giving up too much time. Billy Mole is still stuck on the rear of Ryan Mueller like a trailer to a car. So it's good to see that they haven't T-boned with each other and had a moment or jackknife together, though, Sinker. But yeah, Mole is hanging with him and Lawford's hanging with them as well. They've got about 2.6 seconds back to that battle of Burridge, Banks and Gallen as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you, Mr. Gretton. Yeah, if the drivers come off the track and you're on your racing, well, you don't need to move across. You only need to move. You only need to leave space while you're battling with each other. Here we go. Ooh, black and white warning flag.
I'd assume it's to Jaden Green.
Black and white warning for moving under brakes by Jaden Green,
Yeah.
as we predicted.
Yeah. So they're giving him a warning.
That was a bit of a sloppy one.
Yeah, it was just an ugly redress, unfortunately.
It was a Van Stappen-esque address where he tried to regain the position straight away, give it back in the position where you can win it straight away. But
Yeah.
you know what? That's racing as well.
Oh,
You want to minimise the damage.
Mueller and Lawford are in. Dawson has ended up off the road as well, and it's massive damage on that car.
Oh, no. What's he done?
So he's exited pit. Oh, he's lit it up on the exit of pit lane.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, look at that. Oh, no.
Lit it up on the exit, straight into the wall.
Long way to go to fix that car, that's for sure.
And your heart has to break for him.
All the boys have gone in from the back pit that we were watching. Lawford, Mueller, Banks, Urquhart, Crosby, Jaden Green, all in the pits at the moment. Looks like Trainer was on his way into the pits and went off track as well. He is got Mitchy Noble in front of them. Biggest move there has been. It's a bit hard to tell right now because it's a bit out of kilter. But Brandon Levin up 10 places. Peter Baxter up 10 places. Jeremy Bush up 10 places. So
Well,
those boys haven't pitted yet. Done really well.
I don't know if Jacob actually meant to go into pit lane then, but I think he thought, oh, well, we're going in. We're off track. We might as well just keep going. Oh.
Damn. I'll tell you what, though, Mr. Pavlovic's car has got dings all over it. He's been in the wars tonight.
Billy
He looks
Mole
like
is
his,
in as well to cover
looks
the
like his
undercut.
chip packet has been in the oven and wrinkled up.
Billy Mole's into pit lane to cover the undercut of Ryan Mueller. Burridge is also in to cover the undercut as well, as Rushworth also joins pit lane. So we'll see where Mole ends up in comparison to Ryan Mueller as he traverses through. Where is Ryan at the moment? He's coming up over the crest. Okay,
I'll go to Billy Mole, you stay there.
Yep, okay, so Mueller's coming around the final couple of corners now. Mole has just got into the box in pit lane.
Yep, he isn't doing tyres. His car hasn't gone up.
Yep, so I actually think
it has gone up.
it goes up for fuel no matter what. Doesn't matter if you take tyres or not.
Yeah.
He's stayed ahead of him. He stayed ahead of Mole though. How far ahead is he? Well, he's well ahead.
There's Mole. You can just see him coming out.
Yep, he's well ahead of Billy Mole. So he had a good gain there. He did take about 0.4 of a second less in the pit stop, but that's not enough time to make up for this loss of time for Billy Mole. So obviously he's just dropped a little bit there in pit lane as Peter Baxter's into the lane as well. James Scott and Blake Warboys. Warboys are still hanging about a second back on him here. When do either of them come in? Well, they're still rocketing on forward at the moment. Gallen's also, is he going to stay out or is he going to pit? Well, he's all on his lonesome.
Will Warboys tuck it in and try to get a quick pit out of it?
I don't know.
Out of the two drivers, who do you reckon's more technically sound with the strategies of racing?
Oh, I don't know. I think they're okay. Looking at the history of things, who's made more mistakes in pit stops? James has in SRW. He's made more mistakes in terms of either unsafe entries or speeding in pit lane penalties, where Blake hasn't done so much of that. But they've both been just as good in terms of picking their fuel and when to take tyres and when not to take tyres as well. So it's they're sound together. As Urky's here trying to get a move on Troy Dooley. Trav, but that's going to be blown up massively. And here comes Trav Daly up the inside as well. That was a good pick there from Brad Daly for us to have a look at them. It's a wild moment to catch. But yeah, I'd say they're on track. James has probably got the pace here tonight. They could be set up based in pit lane. James has been a bit more penalised in pit lane than what Blake has. But strategy-wise, they're about the same. So, as we see though, Blake Urquhart, Trav Daly, and now Greg Sharp battling away. This is for P15 on the road. Top 5 cars yet to come into pit lane. That's Brandon Levin, Stefan Lawrence, John Gallen, Blake Warboys, James Scott up to the lead from P5. So, P5 up to P1 for you there. As Lawford and Banks are battling further up the road as well. But this little battle pack is starting to heat up between Douglas, Dooley, Urquhart, Daly and Sharp as well. If you're just joining us too and you're wondering what the colour coding means, the gold means Pro Class, the silver means Pro-Am Class, and we had similarly for Split 2. It will be getting changed for next week for Split 2, so then AMs are bronze and rookies are going to get their own colour as well. So we'll see how that all pans out going forward as Gallen and Lawrence are in.
Didn't even notice I was gone, did you?
Oh no, I heard you say something in the background. I thought, oh well, he's walked off to do something.
Oh, my young fella woke up, so I had to just quickly take him back to bed. But we've got Lawrence and Gallen in the pits at the moment.
You know what you could do, Cinco.
What,
just play him that. No. I'm not going to claim that. I'm just going to go get some milk. I'll be back. But No, what I was going to say is you should put the broadcast on for your young fella whilst he's going to sleep, so then he at least still hears your voice. He might then actually just doze off a bit easier.
That's not a bad idea, mate. Not a bad idea. I can sing him a lullaby.
Yeah. Dozzy saying, yeah, Scott backs up with pace. So, yeah, James got some immaculate pace. So does Blake, to be fair, but James has had the pace over him most weeks. And, again, that could come down to setup. It could come down to how much time he has on track, how much practice he can get in as well. They're fairly close. In terms of championships, well, Blake's won more in SRW than James has, but he's also raced more races than James has, as they're both in at the same time. So we'll see if Blake tries to go for slightly less fuel on this stop to try and jump him, or if he's going to go with him here and go the same amount here in this pit stop. I am watching the time.
He's probably had the ability to save a bit more fuel.
Yeah. Oh, they've done very, very, very close stops. 16.3 for Scott, 16.0 for Blake Warboys. So they've gone the same amount. They don't want to have to save. Peter Baxter is in the worst position possible he would ever want to be in, right in front of James Scott and Blake Warboys without a front end on his car. He's going to let them scream by at this point of the race and just traverse his way to the pit lane, I would assume. But Warboys is right there with him, so the battle's going to be on.
Peter Patrick's going to readdress to Jeremy Bush with the bump and run.
Okay, so he comes through for a bump and run.
On the bottom screen, I've got the little battle pack down on the bottom there of Julie Urquhart, Dalian Sharp, who are going for a health 11. But these guys are like a couple of tenths apart, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 4 tenths, going health for leather. But these two boys here are putting on a great run, great show of driving skill, that's for sure.
So James Scott, Blake Warboys continue their battle at the front of the field. Ryan Mueller and Billy Mole continue their fight as well.
Billy Mole really gave it some jangle then, didn't he?
Gave it some proper beans. He is trying to push this thing so far forward. 26 minutes 40 seconds throughout this race, so less than 15 minutes to go in race 2 of the evening, round 1 for split 1. Stuart always saying practice. This is Blake's practice. Well, it's fair enough. Fair enough that it's his practice. So if he can get P2 for practice, that's a pretty fair effort from Blake. So
yeah. That's the way I race. My practicing was always my first practice was quali, second practice was the race.
So this is now the battle for the podium as well. Jeremy Bush calling an incident in further back in the field.
Yeah, Jeremy Bush is calling in incident after the readdress. So he had Peter Pav was to readdress to Jeremy Bush. He did readdress, but then he's called something in for after the readdress. So here's the readdress as we see it.
Well, he goes off track.
He's gone out a bit too wide. Probably a little bit of dirty tyres there. Oh.
It's the same corner again.
To be fair, he left it open for him and he just went back into it.
Yeah, but do we classify that as the readdress has been completed? Because he's let him go, but then he's tried to take it straight. Surely there has to be at least a 30-second or 10-second time where you don't go for the move again. You just let them have it and then you go for it. Like, there's got to be some sort of...
Look, there's got to be a clear readdress. It's in with RC at the moment. What the question is that I've got is, why did Bush slow down so much and go so wide and leave it open? Yeah, I would have attacked that corner a lot more and a lot earlier. As soon as Pete went off,
Barb's claim the readdress was completed, so
yeah,
it's fair enough.
Yeah, and then he just left it open. He left the door open for him, so I don't blame Pav trying to have another crack.
James
Scott just did a 1:25.290 the last lap.
He's putting the foot down. He's
really putting the foot down.
He's putting the beans on it here, trying to pull it forward from Warboys as well. So he's trying to fight his way further and further up the road. Gap's now out to a second, so he's really started to turn the switch on and push this car.
Yeah. Big Grit goes nose and it was more than nose, man. He was off track. There was like 2 car lengths.
Yeah.
I think the braking. He just braked way too early for that corner. I don't know why he broke so late. Broke so early. They just left the door open. Billy Mole is putting the leather down now. He's down to 2/10 behind. He's got the pressure on. We have got 10 minutes left of this race. We've got James Scott with a 1 second lead over Blake Warboys, who's just been following him through. Ryan Muir and Billy Mole, second and third, have been gangbusters all night. With less than 2/10 gap between the two of them. And then we've got behind them Angus, Banks, Stone Street having a bit of a tussle, and some battle packs all the way through that have been spectacular all night.
These battles have been absolutely incredible all throughout the field in this race. Mole is trying to get the move on the outside at turn 5. I don't know how likely he is, though, to pull that off. It's a tough spot to get it round.
Yeah, I think judging by his seat position, he's sitting a bit too close to the steering wheel.
He's about as... You're an idiot.
Made you look.
You are. No, I was just showing it to prove that you're an idiot.
Oh, dearie me. But these boys are attacking the road very, very similar. There's not much difference in... Hang on.
Barbs is up and over the radio.
Okay, 558 and 62, way back a few laps ago, no further action.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, but these two are just attacking the road so well. I haven't seen much of a difference in like entries and exits. Very, very, very close, very similar line right through. I guess being the following car, you want to stick there as close as possible. But I can't see him finding a spot where he can pass him. There's nowhere really where...
Also, it was a NFA between... Oh, no, you mentioned that one, sorry, for the NFA, so...
Yeah.
I thought it might be a new one. I was hoping we were going to get the answers to the oh, Moldo, big tank slapper! And into the wall!
Oh, that car is second hand. He's held it, but that was a nice tank slapper. You can see his arms going left and right trying to hold it. I'm not sure how much damage he got, but that we can have a chance once we settle it and see. Have a look at that way that car just wheeled everywhere. I think he just put the leather down too hard.
Let's have a look here. So, as they exited the corner, he just got the slider. He was pushing so hard to stay with Ryan, and unfortunately the back end just
he has hit the wall.
Yep. It was NFA.
That's going to cost him the ability to take third place, but you know what? He needs consistency. Top 5 finish is what he needs to aim for. He's got the pressure of Angus Lawford and Stevie Banks now, and Troy Stonestein's teammate, all behind him at the moment with 7/10.
NFA as well for that moment with Pav and Jeremy Bush down at turn 5 as well, Sinker. So that one's been determined by RC, as Mole is now under pressure from Lawford, Banks. He'll hope his teammate Stone Street can put some pressure on them to take the pressure off himself as they run up through turn 1. Less than 10 minutes left to go in this race as well. 32.5 32.5 minutes, 32 minutes, 55, 56, 57, 58, 33 minutes done in this race. So 7 minutes to go for these drivers.
7 to go, mate. Less than.
Yeah, less than now.
The battle has been pretty good. Across the mid packs, it's all leveled out. Everyone's done their pits. Everyone's done their drive-throughs, all on dry tyres. It looks like we may have Peter Baxter.
Did you mention that because of Brett? Are you just trying to give some stick to Brett Taylor now? Because he was on wets in race 1.
Yeah, I was, yeah. Peter Baxter and Mitch Noble have retired. Hell, Season 2 is off to a great start for Team SW.
Not for Mitch Noble, though, apparently.
It's all part of the learning curve, Mitch. It's all part of the learning curve. The pace up front is ridiculous. They've slowed down a fair bit, actually.
Yeah, well, the front runners have slowed down outside of the 25s, but
they've dropped about 8/10 in pace. They're just cruising along. Blake is a minute
1.8
seconds
You're about as me now, Sinker. Calling
Ryan
the time.
Mueller. The usual battles that we get up the front with them, people that have been pushing them in the last season was, people like Lawford. Mole has been up there a lot closer, which we just saw do some work. Ryan Mueller. But tonight, the pace difference between these two top guys and the rest of the field has been a fair bit. It's almost a second a lap. These guys are really starting to settle in these cars, so they're starting to stretch it out on their own. It's going to have to take a jolly effort from Mueller and Mole to lift it up to that next level over this season.
Let's see here how much pace Banks is getting out of this car. I just want to compare to Mole up ahead of him, see if Mole's maybe carrying some damage. So, see what he's getting down the main straight, and then we'll compare with Billy.
Bottom screen,
oh, here comes Dooley and Daly, the drivers that notably Sinker has often gotten the names confused between.
And still now, I don't know which one
does.
is which.
Troy Dooley is the one in the PSR car. Trav Daly is the one in the M1 car. It doesn't help that they're both yellow.
That will help me for about 2 seconds, mate. Fishbowl here.
So down the main straight, Banksy's getting up to about 224. How much? We'll see how much Mole gets up to on the next lap when he traverses around once again, and that'll then tell us if he's dropping any time or technically any speed. But the lap times are not saying that at the moment. The lap times are saying that he's still got some good pace and he's not really carrying too much damage.
Yeah, I think it was just momentum was lost, and
yeah.
He's sort of his lap time is actually faster than Mueller again. He has been faster than Mueller all night, but he hasn't found a spot where he could take that pace and do anything with it. He's just under not even a tenth difference in pace at the moment.
I think Adam Mueller might be watching quite a few minutes back because he's only just commented, "See you, Billy." Billy's been dropped back now for about 4 laps, so Adam may be a bit of time behind us here in the chat there, but. It's been a good race though, Singer. Been a good first round thus far for us. Of course, tomorrow night for the Moser Racing Super Formula Championship, round 1 heads out to Portland Raceway for the first time in SRW. So it'll be good to see how the SFLs do at that circuit. Thursday as well for the 8.6s. They run at Thruxton for the first time. Thruxton, I'm going to say it right now, Sinker, and to the viewers, if you like chaos, watch round 1 of the GR86s because Thruxton is going to be absolute nuclear chaos. I can tell you that firsthand. It is.
Oh yeah.
It is.
It is. In my lap.
It is an oval with a chicane on it, pretty much. It is. It's tough to pass, and when you go for passes, it's a tough place to do it. So that is going to be pure chaos.
The boys they really loved the full oval.
Yeah, the difference is this track doesn't race like an oval because it is actually technically it's a road circuit. So it's tough. It's tough and it's going to be chaos. So we'll see what happens.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be, you know what? It's going to be tough and chaos for the drivers, but it's going to be fantastic viewing.
You and James, I'm going to point this out as well to you, Sinker, because you can mention it to him on Thursday. That is actually James's home circuit. He lives fairly close to Thruxton. That is technically. So you will have the on-site reporter of James Parfitt from Thruxton Circuit on Thursday. So
I might have to get him to do his show from the track. Do a pit walk for us.
I tried to get him to do that deal. For me. Unfortunately, though, his internet was then taken down the day of the race, so he unfortunately couldn't do it. But we've got about a minute and a half left of this race to go. There, where is Mr. James Scott on the road? He's down at turn 5, so we're going to have one more lap to go in this race when he crosses the line. This lap and one more to the checkered flag
Chris
here this
Burridge
evening.
has done a spectacular job there all the way through. So he has got himself into first place for the Pro-Ams, and John Gallen in second, and Stefan Lawrence in third. So some great work there by those boys. Yeah, they've done a fantastic effort to get that done to this point of the race as well. For James, I mean, he's driven a perfect race
Up to this point, he's built.
What are we going to bring up in the rooms being this final race? We're going to do all three plus the.
No, I think we're going to have to be fair to split 2, and just have the class winners again. I think we need to. Unfortunately, last season we did the race winner of split 2, and then the top 3 of split 1, but we didn't have classes last season. So to limit it and to keep us as we get the white flag. To limit it from talking to 6 drivers in one night to only talking to 4, I feel like it's fair if we just talk to the class winners on the night. But final lap of the race, James Scott leads the way. Chris Burridge P1 for the Pro-Ams at the moment. And it has been a spectacular night on the road for the Supercars. The next time Supercars are on your screens here in SRW, it'll be Sunday night, 6:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. The Warner Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship live from Bathurst for our 80-minute enduro round at that circuit, including full open qualifying, the top 10 shootout, and then the 80-minute race to follow at Bathurst. If you're happy to sit on a Sunday night and deal with me and Sinker for 3 hours, come along and join us in the chat. We'd love to have you with us. Love to have you watching along and supporting some of the fastest drivers in Australian sim racing at Bathurst. Top 10 shootout. Yeah, top 10 shootout, that's right.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yep, as James Scott comes up and around towards the final couple of corners now. It's been a spectacular night on the road for him and for the Chiefs as he looks to tick the box with the round 1 win. He'll lead the championship into round 2 as he crosses the finish line and takes the win at Barber Motorsports Park. Blake Warboys will finish on the podium with Ryan Mueller of Pacific Esports Racing looking to come up and around and take home P3 for the top 3 here this evening in an overall podium position. There's been a moment in the background involving Jason Douglas. He's kept it going though. Chris Burridge for M1 Racing is going to come around and he is going to take the win for M1 Racing for the Pro-Am class here this evening.
Chris Burridge, what a way to go, finishing in top place.
Stone Street as well, got past both Lawford and Banks in the end to get a top 5, an incredible effort.
John Gallen in 2nd and Stefan Lawrence in 3rd.
That was a great effort from them in this race here this evening.
Well,
what a night on the road.
Season 2, round 1. Oh, that's spluttering, whoever that was.
Troy Dooley is spluttering across the line. Jaden Green comes home P16 on the road in the end. So
Brandon Levin's up the track. He's pulled over. He must have run out of fuel. Yes, Barbs has just told them who's coming up. What a night. First night out. We started it. Season 2, 2025. What the hell? Whew. All right, Hamish.
You'll blink, Sinker, and we'll be in 2026. Like it's going to go
It'll
by that
be
quickly.
all over before you know it. Real fast, real fast.
Oh yeah.
Grandma is wrapped with P3. Great job, he did really well. He held off the pressure from Billy Mole for a long while through there, and did an exceptional job to keep him out there. So our winner is Chris Burridge. I don't think we've had Chris Burridge as a winner before. I think this could be his first V8 win.
Well, it's a class win, so...
Yeah, but I don't think he's even had a class win. I don't know. I'll have to ask Chris, see what he says.
Yeah.
Mr. Burridge, get your butt up to the green room. We've got Mr. James Scott already waiting. But V8 supporters out there, don't forget, Hamish just mentioned it before, Bathurst, top 10 shootout Sunday night. It's going to be an absolute ripper. Oh, Chris is in the lounge. What's he doing up there?
He's probably gone to the wrong room. Let's drag him down into here and then
Mr. Burridge.
Here we go. Mr. Burridge, congratulations. P1 for the the Pro. I'm going to have to, I've got you turned up all the way, good sir, so you're going to have to talk up.
Oh, yes. Alrighty.
Yeah, very good.
Is this your first SRW win?
No. So a few seasons ago, I think we were in M1 was in it. We had a couple of little wins here and there.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a while, mate. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I was trying to think back last time we had you up here in the box, mate. But how was it out there tonight? How much fun was it? What was the car like?
Yeah, really good. I've been practicing all week on like a cool track, so the warmer track was a bit interesting. But adjusted all right to it, I think. Definitely, it's another world sort of racing with some of these fast guys up ahead. Puts a bit more pressure on you, for sure.
How did you handle the pressure? How did you feel the pressure?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like in the race, I was just sort of fairly relaxed. I wasn't pushing too hard. Just, I wasn't trying to overtake a million people. Just sort of sticking where I was. That sort of worked. That worked well. So, yeah.
Well, you had John Gallen behind you, but he was like about 10 seconds behind you. So you had a good buffer there of Rushy sitting behind you and blocking him off. So that wasn't too bad, man. That was a great little effort. What's the plan for season, mate? Are you going for this title? Is Crosby going to be in there going, come on, mate, come on, you good thing?
He's going to pull the thumb out, really, doesn't he?
Where was the boss? Hang on, where did he finish?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they might have had an incident.
Oh, there he is, 13th.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to tell the boss, mate. Come on.
I know. He's going to get on to it.
Well, mate, excellent drive. Is the plan to focus and take the title this season?
I guess so now. I wasn't actually expecting to finish like this, I guess. So yep, let's see what happens. Yeah.
A new perspective on it.
Yep.
Oh, nice to see. Well, who gets you out on track and who supports M1, mate?
Yeah, well, M1 used cars up in Queensland with Dazza. Great car yard, good bargains. And Pecky's performance tune. As well. So there you go.
Excellent, mate. Well, congratulations, dude. Good to have you back up in the box, and fingers crossed that everything keeps going smooth for the rest of the season, mate, so you can put on a good title fight.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
All right, bro. Take care, and say hello to the old man Crosby.
Certainly will. Yep.
Right, next up on the docket, we have our P1 on the road this evening, James Scott of the Chiefs. James, congratulations. You start the season off perfectly, pole position and the win as well. Mate, thoughts, feelings, because first of all, are you going to be able to get a full season under your belt? Second of all, do you think this is now an omen of things to come if you can get that season together and manage to win a championship?
Yeah, we'll give it a red-hot crack. I haven't really... To be honest, I didn't even know the race was on tonight. I've been that busy with other things. So, yeah, no practice. Jumped in this practice server. Sort of just put the setup on that. I ran at whatever track I was driving at last and changed the gear ratio and went for it. So, yeah, no, I'll try and get a full season as best I could. And yeah, see what we end up.
Before I hand you over to Sinker, just quickly, can we expect to see you on track on Sunday for the Bathurst Enduro as well?
Is there a Bathurst race on Sunday?
Yep.
Yeah,
Sunday night.
Sunday, we finished our gap for the Sunday Championship, and we're back on track for the Bathurst. So there's going to be a top 10 shootout, and it's an Enduro round.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll definitely...
Like we reminded you?
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have figured it out maybe Sunday night, but... Yeah, no, I'll definitely try and make that one. I had a good drive there last time, so have to just tune that setup up a little bit, and yeah, see how we go.
So what setup did you use? The one from the last round? What was that? That was...
It was quite a few Tuesdays ago. I think it was like... it would have been the last round of last season, so round 9.
Well, that's not bad. So you adapted that setup pretty much to rock and roll.
Yeah, literally just a gear ratio change, and I couldn't really do any setup testing or any worthwhile tuning in the practice server. You know, I was still learning where to turn and drive. I've driven the track before, but never in this Gen 3 car, so learning how to do that. So yeah, just plug and play.
Well, you did well. Blake had the pressure on you all the way through. He didn't let up at all. Could you see him in the back in the mirrors, just every now and again taking your attention away?
Yeah, he was there or thereabouts. Yeah, I was definitely maybe a little bit stronger in that second stint. Seemed to pull out a little bit of a gap. In the second stint, probably I don't know how many laps he's done, but maybe I felt certainly a little bit more comfortable in that second stint with the longer run sort of speed. It wasn't amazing. The long run pace just setup wasn't quite there, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. Can't complain.
Excellent, mate. Well, who gets the Chiefs out on track and supports you, mate?
Yeah, obviously thanks to all the guys at Aussie Broadband, Westfield, and Logitech G. Couldn't do without the great support from those guys, the Chiefs, all the guys that work both on iRacing and also in other esport competition around the country. Thanks to all those guys. Great team to be a part of. You guys for the broadcast each and every week. Glad we're back racing, and yeah, the race control and all that type of stuff. The other guys on track. It was a good race.
Excellent, mate. Well, good luck on Sunday. Looking forward to it. Me and Hamish love the big V8 top 10 shootout, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And congratulations on round 1, first podium of this season, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, James. Well, Sinker, that'll bring an end to round 1 of the Supercars here this evening, and what was an incredible showcase of driving. They mentioned in the chat they wanted to see Troy Stonestreet's pass on Angus Lawford, so I thought we'll just quickly show that off at the end of the race. This was for P5. Billy Mole managed to sort of displace Angus to allow his teammate through. So let's just see how he did it in real time. So Angus actually ran it wide. So
yeah.
So
yeah, he ran it wide, lost momentum out of the corner, and Stone Street took it away from him.
Yep. So very interesting how that's played out. But big week of racing coming up, of course, tomorrow night. Super Formula Lights Championship brought to you by Moser Racing. James Parfitt, Steve Sinkovic in the booth for round 1 out at Portland Raceway. So that'll be a interesting night of racing. We mentioned Thruxton on Thursday for the Toyota Geo86 Nationals as well. Yourself and James, and then we're back together again Sinker Sunday night for the Warner Brown Tools Supercars Championship. 6:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for the Bathurst Enduro with the qualifying of the top 10 shootout, and then the 80-minute race as well to come everyone's way. I was the corner before apparently, so. I don't have it in my list, so it's unfortunate. But we'll have a look at it post-race. We might post it up in our socials. But, yeah, and then next week we're back in for round 2 of the weekly series. It'll be round 11 of the Sunday series next week. So, but, you know, so much more racing to come this season and throughout the rest of season 2 and in throughout 2025 as well. For your Supercars calendar, just quickly, we'll have a quick run through of it before we sign off for the night as well. This season, next week we go racing, and it is incredibly small. Next week we go racing at Winton for round 2. The week after, we're out at Mosport, then at Daytona, then at Autodromo Jose Carlos Paz, which is Interlagos, then at VIR for round 6, Sonoma for round 7, Sebring round 8, and then we end it all at Donington Park for round 9 at the end of the season. So big season to come. Some challenges to these drivers as well. It's going to be absolutely extraordinary to see what comes of it. We have to give a big shout out though to our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warner Brown Tools for their support of the Tuesday Night Supercars Series, Sunday Night Supercars Championship as well. To Moser Racing for their support of the Wednesday Night Super Formula Lights Championship. To our other series sponsors, Shunt Scenery, Groom Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which you can see with your own eyes on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia during the news interviews and other studio segments as well. To Phoenix Driver Development. You can message PDD on Facebook or Lazar Rehan Leonage if you're after some Supercars training sessions or also some setups. They'll be sure to find you a time slot or find you a setup as well. Links to all of our sponsors are linked in the video description as well. For myself, Hamish Munro, Steve Sinkovic alongside. This has been round 1 of season 2 of 2025 of the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars series out at Barber Motorsports Park. We'll see you guys next week for round 2 out at Winton. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Amazing, I was clash heads again. This is like Chad Moskin and Cam Waters, almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just